Hello, everyone, and welcome to Necrobarista.
Hello, hello!
Hello, all of you. We have been so excited not only to play this game, but also, obviously, to kick off our time here on Twitch. So thank you for joining us for our I guess, premiere, our debut.
Yes, thank you so much. This is so exciting. We finally migrated over to Twitch.
I mean, not migrated. We are dual platforming, I'd say.
Yes, we are. I guess what I mean is our last streams were YouTube streams. So
that is true.
To finally be over on Twitch.
And we're kicking it off with a game that we've both been really excited about, and also Short was really excited about too. When I told him we were playing Necrobarista, he's like, dang it!
Oh no, sorry, Short.
He's out hiking this weekend, so he couldn't be here with us today.
Okay.
But Necrobarista is a visual novel game that came out actually earlier this week. It was I believe a Kickstarter game, and it is about a coffee shop between life and death. And I'm really excited.
Yes. This already has like Death Parade vibes.
Yeah,
and
right.
I love that show so much, so I'm really excited to like see how this goes down.
I am too. So I think we're just gonna go ahead and jump right into it, and you know, let's play it by ear. Let's go.
Let's just do it.
Let's
go.
do it.
I'm ready.
Do you want to go?
Oh, I'm not seeing anything.
Oh, well then I'm gonna go. Oh, right. Am I not streaming to you?
You might not be.
Oh, Allison! How did we fail? It's minute 1! We were so proud. Oh, man. Okay, well, fine. I will read. They thought of a faraway grave on the plain.
I'm good now.
Okay.
I'm great.
They thought of the comrade who came not again. They lifted their glasses and sadly they said,
ooh.
We drink to the name of the mate who is dead. Henry Lawson. Yeah, I don't know.
I don't know who's who yet.
What if we just both read all lines until it becomes clear?
I better not do
It's
that.
so bloody damp down here.
I know we're in a cellar, but I don't suppose you have a window we could open or anything.
Yeah, we've got a vent that leads outside somewhere. Maddie, can you open it up? Get some fresh air coming in through?
I'm pretty sure it's got a dumpster or something sitting on top of it right now. Besides, I'm busy. Just grin and bear it. Whoa, this style.
I know, right?
Already.
Can we get this over with? It kind of feels like what Zero Time Dilemma was going for, but like, we'll see how well executed it is, but with the like cinematic angles for a visual novel. Yeah.
Uh-huh. We've done this before, old man.
Oh, old man.
Oh, you know it takes a while to set up. Calm your farm.
I don't appreciate your tone.
Sorry.
Can we get some more lights on, maybe? With all the crap you've got scattered around this place, I'd like to at least know where I'm putting my feet.
Ashley, would you mind? Ooh.
Ooh.
Thanks.
You're more organized than last time, I see.
Practice makes perfect.
I'll take...
Hey, Maddie,
Here.
how much more wire do we need?
I think that's enough. Whoa, I think you're right. This already has like...
It's got that Zero Time Dilemma.
Yeah, style to it a little bit. Yeah. Oh, is this you or me?
This is you still.
Oh, you're right. Great. Now...
Jay,
What's up, little P?
I found you a chair.
Thank you. I don't know.
So, I don't know who it is. This whole thing. Surely... Oh, it's probably...
I have no idea. I think this might be a fourth character.
Then I guess I'll... Are there 4 characters in this game? I don't know how
I have
many
no
characters
idea.
So this whole thing, surely it's Not legal, yeah? Maddie wasn't clear on that.
Yeah, the council found it confronting. For good reason, I suppose. Because it utterly...
Oh, that's you. Wait, that's another dude!
How many... This one doesn't have gloves. Are there 5 people?
Wait, what?
Also, is this the girl that's talking?
Because it utterly upsets the natural order.
Oh, maybe you're
Mate?
right.
Mate? It's not just bureaucracy. Shush you. Most rules can be bent, after all. This must be this person.
Be the big guy, yeah.
And Maddie has a particular fascination with breaking rules, as I'm sure you've realized.
Hey, don't give her all the credit.
Wait, what? Are there 5 people?
There's 5
now?
people. This is a different person. Glove person is with the blue shirt is different than dude with the belt is different than
Maddie, and then
yeah. There's 5 people.
Girl, there's 5 people. Okay. They're not giving us anybody like names yet.
This is not the easiest. Anyway,
is this? Then I guess I'm the glove person. Is this related to her gambling for time?
Uh-huh.
So, the transfer.
Was the same sort of magic we're doing now. Yes. Small scale, though. Doing it on a larger scale requires a bit more preparation. The council successfully suppressed all available information about it, though.
For good reason? What happens if something goes wrong?
Well, you don't tend to mess it up more than once. Or try it again after you fail, for that matter. Stubborn scholars notwithstanding.
What do we even call this sort of magic, then? Question's irrelevant. Because it's banned.
Badass. I call it badass.
Well, by definition, it's a conduit ritual. But, looking past all the smoke and mirrors and fancy names, you can just call it... Oh, I really love her design.
I do too. Necromancy. Shit.
So don't get me wrong, really cool dramatic intro. I really hope it's easier than that going forward.
I mean, I love the camera angles and like I love everywhere it's going with this. I guess you're the narrator.
Sure. From your hazy memories, a certain word calls out to you. Necromancy.
Ooh.
You try desperately to remember what it meant. Necromancy.
Ooh.
It's ominous. Oh,
Whoa.
oh,
Whoa.
I clicked. Oh.
Oh.
This fragment of a memory stays with you. Piece together the past. Remember what transpired. And never forget, you are... Oh, man!
Oh, scattered, practice, storm, just disaster. Oh,
I'm assuming it was going with mortal? Memento
yeah,
Mori?
or like maybe that's like the descriptions for all of like I don't know, all the potential people.
Oh shit! I'm
what
playing a video game.
Oh, we're in a game now.
Here we go. Okay.
Oh right. Oh wow.
This is
love
pretty.
This style. Yes, you're so correct. That this does feel like what Zero Time Dilemma wanted to be.
Yeah.
Like its look. I mean, I know we haven't actually gotten into the game yet, so... Oh, coffee shop.
Terminal house rules. Maddie's rules. We welcome both living and dead. Patrons will be served in the order the...
What? It's like cut off. Okay.
I don't know.
I don't know what that means.
Here we go. We're reading it. Maddie's rules. Oh, maybe it was saying the text that we're going to get for the first one.
Oh, okay.
We welcome both living and dead. Patrons will be served in the order they arrived.
Okay, there we go.
Number 2, don't ask who's alive. If someone wants you to know, they'll tell you. 3, The dead have 24 hours. Strictly enforced. 24 hours and 5 minutes is not 24 hours. 4.
Why do that?
I don't know. No, we don't have Wi-Fi. Yes, there's no cell reception.
You know, this just reminded me of, there's a coffee shop that I, like, loved going to in my neighborhood for a while, and they just did away with their Wi-Fi entirely. They're like, we want you to have, like, face-to-face interactions again. We don't want you coming here just to, like, use our Wi-Fi, and, like, you should be, like, using your time thoughtfully when you come to our coffee shop.
Then people just either get on data or don't go to the coffee shop.
I mean, I get what you're. I got what they're going for, but at the same time, I'm like, that's too much. Like, yeah, I don't know. It's weird.
Aether and radio signals don't play nice together. 5.
Oh, that's funny.
Report broken items and other anomalies to staff. We can't clean up your broken glass or spatial rift if we don't know about it. 6. Don't feed the Eidolons.
Eidolons?
Eidolons.
Yeah.
They can't eat, and offering them food just reminds them of that cruel fact.
Oh.
Okay. Yeah.
So I guess they were
we can go
in the
inside.
previous scene, they were, like, setting up their coffee shop?
Oh.
Are we gonna
man.
find out if we're living or dead?
I mean, maybe? Oh, continue? Yeah? Yes?
Why would we say no?
I don't know.
I mean, unless there's stuff that happens, maybe there's stuff that happens later on, like in the alleyway or like other events or something.
Yeah, I mean, it seems like this is divided up into chapters, maybe one story for each dead person. Oh, here we go.
Oh, maybe. Oh, Gina, I think I lost you.
Really?
Oh.
Well, I'm just gonna keep clicking, and we'll cope. The Terminal. Carlton, Victoria. Australia 3053. Excerpts from online reviews. Pretty unremarkable coffee. Yeah, I don't know where Allison went, folks. I'm so sorry. She fell into the afterlife. We entered the cafe and she immediately disappeared. Oh. Allison, okay, I'll just keep reading. Pretty unremarkable coffee. Barista speaks Chinese, but exclusively uses it to mock people to their faces. I am very self-conscious about my top hat now. Observed little girl running around cafe with knife, unsupervised. Came down with deep sense of ennui after visiting. Was rudely told to stop being a big dweebus after complaining about burnt taste in coffee. This coffee is some of the best I've ever had. 5 stars. Disclosure, I have no taste buds. The door closes. I feel like I should go find her. I think she's texting me. She says maybe Discord's down. That would be not ideal. Maddie sighed. Oh, you back?
I think I'm back.
Welcome back. I see
not
Victor
sure.
mourning in chat. You just left us for a while there.
I'm not sure what happened there.
Well-
Discord disconnected me across, like, the board. And
Well,
then I came back.
I
So
don't know
that
what to
was
tell you.
extremely weird. I apologize for that.
Not a problem.
I clicked nothing and it was just gone. I was like, oh.
You
wow,
didn't miss
okay.
much. We were just reading reviews for this coffee shop, which were
Oh, okay, cool. Oh, there's a
negative
man
across
here
the
now.
board. Yep.
Negative?
Yeah.
Not we?
So, Maddie sighed and began cleaning a glass.
Alright, I'm back in as Maddie.
She glanced up at the person who just walked in, but he didn't seem quite ready to approach the counter.
Hey! Mate. You right?
You can see me?
Yeah. Clear as day. You gonna order something?
I've been walking around for hours. Nobody was listening to me.
Oh,
I don't know how I ended up here.
I think you'll find it was the front door.
He chuckled nervously and took a deep breath. Right. Where am I?
This, dearly departed, is the terminal. Carlton's finest.
Departed.
They say our... Yeah. Oh, I don't know who...
I think that's you. Go for it.
They say our coffee's to die for. Oh. This man is dealing with his... former mortality.
He's dead. I don't know what to tell you.
Yeah.
So, I don't really know how to go about this.
Ask me anything, man. It's not like you're the first disheveled and disoriented dead dude to drop in. Disheveled? You can click on it. What's that?
Disheveled. This guy has the look of someone who's been through it. That is what disheveled means.
You're a lot. Yeah. True.
Sure.
This is interesting, so you can like click through to get more information, I guess, about like who's visiting.
Yeah, it reminds me a bit of of the game If Found, which had like a built-in glossary. Oh.
And Danganronpa kind of does this too, where you like have options where you click for more information.
Yeah, but that just seemed like a vocabulary word, not like a. And now I'm gonna go off on a tangent about.
That's true.
Life and death and the other characters.
Yeah.
What does everyone else ask?
Well, they generally start with that one.
Ah, shit.
And they always say that. Then there's the embarrassed silence.
Silence! Maddie is normally one to enjoy peace and quiet, but some silences are just awkward. Alright. I get it. You always this mean to everyone who comes through? Or just the pitiful ones like me?
Oh, just the pitiful ones.
I guess that's consistent. I always felt like people saw me as a pitiful guy.
I'm just kidding.
No, I promise you're right. I'm a fucking sad sack. I don't even know how I died. But I bet it was pitiful and meaningless. Just like everything else about me.
Oh, no.
I'm
No.
never gonna have a chance to make things better for myself.
No.
I'm stuck like this.
Come on.
And now I'm just sitting in a cafe of dead people falling apart in front of the barista. Geez, sorry.
Okay.
Reading lines.
Pull yourself together, my dude.
He blinked.
No breakdowns in the cafe, please. I promise, man. You are okay. I know how it is.
Are you? I think he's saying that she's dead and she's not.
No. But I've had 100 people like you walk through the door.
So I'm just averagely messy. Oh no, wait, messy. No dress code here, but you're still welcome to feel self-conscious about your appearance. What are these?
I don't know. I don't know what they mean.
Can't even do that right.
Kishan, you have 24 hours left on this plane until you have to move on to the next place. And I don't think you want to spend them having a big, long, extended panic attack.
24 hours?
Ah, shit. What am I saying? Well, what I'm saying is, everything's okay. Just take some deep breaths. We'll sort this out.
I'm sorry. I don't want to be a fuss.
Oh, I don't want to say I can relate to this dude really hard, but I'm relating to this dude really hard.
He's really tragic.
I know.
And as an introduction to like the challenges of the characters in this game, like, whew, he's just sad.
Oh, I'm so sorry, dude. It's not like I have anything else to be doing. Don't worry about it.
Are you sure? I'm kind of a burden.
You're not. Chin up, mate. Let me tell you about this place. It's pretty cool.
It's you.
So I first wandered in here about 4 years ago. And that's how long you've got before we've got to move on. 24 hours.
So I guess there was expedition in that.
Yeah, we didn't get that. That's kind of fascinating.
Maybe they'll tell us later. It's like like the characters know more than we do. 24 hours to find out who killed you.
Oh, it's a mystery.
That'd probably be a good detective movie, right?
Or a good visual novel game.
I mean, I'm not sure it is because it immediately
really?
is like some mysteries are left forever unsolved. I don't know.
Oh.
Maybe.
Oh, okay.
We'll see. Race against time?
I guess. But what's the point if you have to move onwards at the end anyway? It kind of strips it of meaning. I don't even know if you care once you're in the next place. I don't know. Maybe I'm too much of a nihilist to be anything but a constant buzzkill.
Yeah, I guess the pressure sounds like a lot. Honestly, I'm still wrapping my head around all this.
Well, you got 23 hours
Yeah.
to get it all wrapped up.
And hypothetically, a lot of coffee, so we'll see which direction this goes.
Seems a bit outlandish, doesn't it?
That's the word. I guess it'd be disappointing if you found out that you just died quietly in your sleep or something, though.
Yeah. Most people don't die from being murdered. It's mostly sickness, or old age, or lawnmower accidents. Well, they call them accidents. But really, loads of lawnmowers are possessed by evil spirits.
Canon? Not canon? We don't know. We don't know the rules of this world.
I feel like that is probably canon. That said...
Wait. Hold on. You can't just drop something like that's not like it's nothing. Possessed lawnmowers? Seriously?
Like us.
I know.
With the spinning, anything with spinning blades tends to attract them. Garden equipment, garbage disposals, blenders. Click on the blender.
People scoff at the idea of a robot uprising like we haven't spent decades arming our machines with blades.
These kind of feel like her little side thoughts.
Yeah, they're getting cuter. The first one was quite honestly almost exactly the definition of the word, so I was a little skeptical, but like, no, these are cute.
These are kind of like her little one-offs that she's not saying out loud, kind of. They're a right pain in the ass. I guess she's British.
I think it's Australian, and I only think that because I saw it in chat. So you can do an Australian accent. I'm not going to because I didn't prepare.
I can do a little bit more of a New Zealand accent. It's not very good. I don't know if I want to stick with this.
That's fair. It's a lot of characters, and let's just.
They're a right pain in the ass. Gotta exercise the blender at least once a month. See, that was like New Zealand. I don't know.
That's wild.
I don't fucking know. I'm just over here in the US of A doing my very best. Wait, what the fuck? What was that?
I don't know. I don't know the answer to that.
So I'm just gonna keep with my barista voice.
Yeah, that's fine.
I think
it's you.
Okay, so I don't know if it's weird to ask, but
oh, is everyone in here?
Oh, it is you. Sorry. Dead?
Yeah. You said that this was a cafe for dead people. Does that mean it's everyone? Or are some of these people just really into ghost cafes? Oh.
Ooh. That might be an oversimplification. Not everyone in here's dead.
Wait, were there people in there?
I didn't.
It looked empty to me. I thought it was.
Look empty.
But maybe that's like the point, because I have seen silhouettes in some of the shot. I don't know. Let's keep going.
Oh, actually, that might be right. Maybe like. Oh, well, he was saying that people couldn't see him.
Yeah, maybe
So,
they
I don't
flip back
know.
and forth.
Maybe.
Yeah.
Yeah, and she's sitting in between or something.
And she's
Yeah.
like a constant. That's pretty cool.
Whoa. Okay. Not everyone in here is dead, but this is one of the only stopping points between here and there. So we get a lot of your type. That's also why the rent is so high.
Landlords, the original rent seekers. What? Okay.
Yep.
Yeah.
Because those vampires who own the place know we get a lot of foot traffic.
Literal vampires?
Oh no, just baby boomers with lots of money.
Same thing, I guess.
Yeah, man. So to answer your question, there are 9 customers in here right now. Out of those 9, yourself included, I'd say 4 or 5 of them are just passing through on their way to the next place.
How can you tell?
Once you've worked here a while, you get sort of a sixth sense for this kind of thing.
Gotcha.
Speaking of sixth senses, I've got one for trouble. Uh-oh.
You have 2 sixth senses?
Oh boy. It's a great reaction.
Oh hey, it's her. Hello.
Hello. Hello, Ashley.
Oh, she's adorable.
Hello.
Ashley was a young girl who adopted Maddie and Shay a couple years back. Much in the same way that a puppy adopts a squeaky toy.
Oh, that's great.
She was ferociously smart and a budding genius, but still a kid nonetheless. Today, she smelled strongly of motor oil. Her right arm was coated with it. Maddie knew she'd have to help her clean it off the joint later. Okay, sorry. And she wore a look on her face that said, "I am an invincible genius." Ashley has fancied herself a genius ever since the day that Maddie invited her to become a spunky sidekick. She was mostly right about that one, and Maddie hated it.
All right, I know that look. Spit it out.
What? I don't know what you're talking about.
Cut the crap, kid. What do you need this time? I'm dealing with a customer here.
I'm not really needing any attention.
I am dealing with a customer.
I need someone to hold a joint for me while I screw something in.
Don't you have any clamps? We've got a bunch. Oh wait, we got you a bunch for your birthday last month. What?
Aging a year just means you're 1 year closer to death. An odd thing to celebrate. Okay, glossary, thanks. Thanks a whole bunch.
They're all being used for very important things.
They were not.
I'm pretty sure I saw one upstairs about 10 minutes ago.
I need a helper.
Ashley, I'm busy.
Please.
Hey, I could probably...
She's still going.
I could...
Ashley, you've got to let us work. We're not going to get anything done if I have to keep going upstairs to hold screwdrivers and confiscate steak knives.
Screwdrivers. Trying to improvise a screwdriver is a good way to end up with stripped screws. Use the right tools for the job, kids.
Please.
Ashley's pout was legendary, but over time, Maddie had grown immune to it. Hey?
No dice.
Yeah. What about Che?
Oh, wait, who?
Oh, is that me?
I don't know. What about Shay?
He can help me.
Okay.
It's
I have a mild gripe with the dialogue system here.
They're trying to keep it like really cinematic and like
it's really cool, and I like how this whole works, but like it's very hard to keep track.
I agree. Yeah.
Okay.
He's in the kitchen, emptying the dishwasher.
Oh,
I guess that's. I guess
yeah.
that's the other
Over
guy
here it's the guy. Over here it's Maddie. I actually yeah.
All right. You know, the dishwasher that you were meant to empty an hour ago.
Oh.
It's really no trouble.
Hey! Why don't I take this guy? He doesn't have anything to do. He's dead.
Oh my god.
Hey, come on.
Ashley, I don't have the energy to argue with you right now. Oh, sorry, I added lines. That's fine. Whatever. I'm just making it up. I'm sure he just wants to relax. Dying takes a lot out of you. Also, manners. God, we've talked about this. You've got to be more respectful in front of customers.
Please?
Oh, sorry.
Please. We were both wrong. Please, I'm happy to go upstairs. Really, it's fine.
Give this man something to do.
I don't have anything better to do.
Oh.
And I'm super dead, so I'm cool with it. That's me, Kishan. Very dead guy.
You sure? I could just send her back upstairs.
Promise. It's fine. I'd just sit around and be a pain otherwise.
He looks like he was like a mechanic or something. Like he's
Yeah,
got tools on it.
I agree.
Oh.
Yeah, I think that's part of her
aware of
plan.
that.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Come on, peon.
Oh boy.
We've got work to do.
Oh boy. I really like this game though.
It's
I really
very
like this game.
charming. Like just the whole presentation is charming. I like it's difficult for the specific thing that we're trying to do right now, but it is also super cute. Deep down, Maddie knew she wasn't giving Ashley enough attention, and that was causing her to act out. She felt guilty as hell about it, but at the same time, she didn't think she'd be able to solve that particular problem anytime soon. For both their sakes, she had to work on keeping the cafe afloat, even if it meant that Ashley would be required to deal with stuff on her own for a little while. And she knew she was being callous. Callous. You can only scar someone so many times before they start to form calluses. That's fucked up. I don't know if I agree with that.
Ooh.
Her internal monologue was doing a very good job of whispering cruel nothings to her in quiet moments. But even then, she had to truly wonder if there wasn't...
Yeah. I guess that's you also.
Yep. You know, I reckon
that
you know.
Start.
Yep. Yes, indeed. You know, I reckon this place needs more plants. Allison? No.
God damn it, Che.
I don't know.
Don't sneak up on me like that, you old bastard.
What's on your mind, Maddie?
I was drifting off. Do I look like I was thinking weighty thoughts?
Extremely. I'm sure Allison's gonna text me and we're gonna figure this out, but I'm just gonna keep playing. Extremely.
It's nothing important. Just my resting bitch face.
Nah. It's different this time.
How so?
Right now, your expression reminds me of that time that you challenged Samurai Cosplayer to a fistfight.
Oh. You mean the one who barged in, waved his gift store katana around, and demanded satisfaction after I told him I couldn't put 15 shots in his coffee?
That's a weirdly specific facial expression to refer to. What's it look like? The natural reaction of someone who's just been threatened with 1,000-fold Nippon steel.
You don't have to reenact it.
The memory's precious enough that I can picture it clearly.
Oh, there's a little, I guess that's the dude. That must be,
okay. A sort of deep disgust, mixed with a tinge of pity and just a touch of derision.
Huh. It me. What a mood.
You alright? Real talk.
I'm fine.
Is this an I'm actually fine? Or more of a I'm having trouble processing and or expressing my feelings and would like the conversation to move in a different direction?
Hello?
Fine. Hello.
Discord can get bent.
I'm noticing a trend here.
This is abhorrent.
I love how everything
our test stream, super clean, super smooth. Everything was fine. And then the moment that humans are watching, Discord's like, nah, I'm gonna bail on you.
This, like, it got me in such a false sense of security now. And now I'm just like, I'm a bit scarred. I'm gonna be honest.
It's okay. What's gonna happen, unfortunately, is I am gonna keep pressing for it every time you drop. So
that's fair. Can you catch me up?
Yeah, they're having real talk. Apparently, Maddie's upset, and other guy is like, I see it on your face, and she's like, how dare you? So I think it's just demonstrating that, like, these two clearly are very close. They know each other very well. They share anecdotes, and I guess a child. So.
That's fair. Okay.
Thank you? Yes. That's all I got for you.
Well, here I am. Okay.
Also, I discovered that I think when people are off screen, there's a little icon demonstrating who's talking, but they're really hard to deter, because like both of these people have short spiky hair, so it's like not the most helpful thing, but we're gonna at least they do give you a little bit of a hint of who's talking if they're off screen.
Okay,
yeah,
that's cool.
So that's good for us to know. This
awesome.
Is you.
The latter. Don't know what she means in relationship. Yeah.
Pharaoh. Oh, also we learned that they talk like millennials, or yes, which is sorry.
I mean,
that's all I got.
They did call baby boomers vampires, so
exactly. So they're big millennial energy going on, and they do talk appropriately to express that. So we learned that.
She called Che an old man.
Yeah, like, you're right.
I don't know. Okay.
I mean, admittedly, she's the only one that's done it so far, but
I guess he could be Gen X.
That's also possible. Offer's still open.
Gen Xers out there watching our stream.
Offer's still open if you'd like to talk things out. In the meantime, sorry. Can I grab that tea towel? My hands are wet. See, this is the little icon for them.
Oh, I see. Yeah, here you go.
Still you, because the icon.
Oh, yeah, because it's the icon, yeah.
See? We're learning.
I see, okay. So, did you just feel like doing the dishes by hand, or... I could have sworn that I told Ashley to empty the dishwasher earlier.
Nah, it's busted. Door latch broke, so we'll have to get someone in to fix it. I don't want to make Ashley wash them by hand anyway. Her arm'd get rusty. Huh. So, I did it. Does she have a prosthetic arm? I didn't notice.
So. Yeah.
No problem.
Maybe that's why she had her arm in motor oil. Like,
makes sense. Yep.
Yeah.
Makes sense. Sorry.
Oh, sorry. Makes sense.
So anyway, we're going to have to organize a repair. Some people remain stubbornly defiant in the face of planned obsolescence. Replacements are for quitters. Unless you want to let Ashley give it a shot. I'd make the call myself, but our landline stopped working last week.
You have a landline?
Yes. Ancient technology. You can transmit sound through a physical cable. Oh, an elegant tool for a more civilized age. Yeah, he's a
Someone in chat also said he could be immortal, so like,
that's also possible.
Is also possible.
If she's the living representation of the cafe, it would make sense that there's a dead person that's representing it too. So
true.
Yeah, we're making connections. Oh, okay, sorry. It only works when you pay the phone bill, though.
But then the question is, if he's immortal, how come he can't move on?
Oh, and should he have moved on?
Yeah. He was doing the big setup for whatever we, like, jumped into at the very, very beginning of this.
Oh, yeah, the summoning circle.
Yeah, the summoning circle. But that could have been back when he was alive? I don't know. Just thinking. Yeah. I don't know. I don't know if it'd be cheaper to get it repaired, or just to buy a new one and give Ashley the old one for parts. The costs are pretty close, all things considered. I
have a funny feeling that was me, so I think this is you.
Look. Sorry. Hey. Don't stress. I like how the game's telling me not to stress. You'll worry yourself into an early grave. Oh, well. Hey, you spent 50 years digging holes. Wait.
Yeah,
shit,
no.
That was you.
Okay, I think that all was me. I think he is immortal. If you want to see a lot of Earth, you can become a globetrotter, or you can pick up a shovel. Hardy, hardy, har. Okay, thank you very much, video game. Get out of here.
Can't talk shit about me can't talk shit at me about digging myself an early grave, can you, old guy?
Oh, old guy? I'm only immortal. I'll have you know I'm barely 170-ish.
Where's the lie?
I was in the middle of a gold rush. Everyone and his dog was busy digging holes. Only thing different about me is that I eventually started digging up things more interesting than gold.
Psh. Didn't dig up any mobile phones, though, did you? Could have gotten yourself a head start at learning how to work them. Yes, give this immortal Gen Xer shit. No, just kidding.
Hey, so...
Hmm?
I know you're a bit stressed right now, but I think we need to put in an order for more kitchenware soon.
Ugh.
I know. It's another thing that costs money. We're beginning to run out of cutlery, though. Summary of Offenses Act 1988, Section 11C. A person must not, without reasonable excuse, proof of which lies on the person, have in his or her custody a knife in a public place or a school. Sure.
Okay.
Alright.
These are so weird.
I don't know how to react to them.
I still kind of feel like it's her brain going off on a non sequitur.
Sure.
Yeah.
It keeps disappearing to somewhere. So I know how long it can wait. So I don't know how long it can wait before we get some more.
Is someone stealing our cutlery? Whoa, okay.
Or robots. It's being used by their daughter.
Oh, I see. Ugh. I don't know if we can afford that this month. Just, everything's a bit too pricey right now. Doesn't help that the coffee cartels keep pushing prices up.
I don't think the importer 2 suburbs over is part of a cartel. They just seem nice. They seem quite nice.
You ever spoken to them? They're obviously criminals with the rates they charge.
Criminals! The worst kinds of criminals are the kind who operate within the bounds of legality.
Okay.
Alright.
Wholesale my ass. I went British there.
I
gotta say ass.
Yeah, I was about to say, with an American accent, just say ass.
My ass.
It's so much worse trying to do the hybrid. And yet we keep buying from them.
Well, yeah. The beans are good, man. It's just everything else on top of them that's stressing me out.
Ah, yes. I'll happily accept the blame for some of that.
That's fine. You don't have to. I know it's all on me. I've just got a lot to figure out. I've just got to figure out how to pay everything off.
Everything. And everyone.
Ew. Ugh. The time debt we owe to the Council of Death is the absolute last thing I want to think about right now.
Time debt?
Okay. Time debt? Are we serving time for doing unspeakable horrors with necromancy in this shop?
Maybe.
Between life and death?
I definitely think that's possible since they presented necromancy at the beginning. But what I found interesting about the rules, and I wanted to bring this up earlier, but then dialogue is it takes energy in this game. What I found interesting about the rules is that they were saying 24 hours is all you get. 24 hours plus 5 minutes is not 24 hours, which suggests that you can, like, that's a rule and not like something that just happens.
Right.
It's not like you hit 24 hours and you vanish into a bunch of dust. Like, do they have to choose? Is there a time cop or a death cop that marches them to the other side? Like, what happens? We don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. Like, if like, do we kick them out or do we? Yeah, like,
I don't know. And then there's this guy who either died and has been hanging out, or didn't die, and that's weirder. So, like, it's interesting. There's clearly a couple different rules going on, and we don't really know how they all snap together.
Yeah, I agree. I mean, I'm sure we'll figure it out more as we continue, but yes. I've lost enough sleep over it already.
Hey, I'm here to help. Sorry, that's not his voice. That's okay. I'm worried about you, you know? You've had a lot of responsibility dropped on you in a very short period of time. Responsibility. Maddie's been saddled with great responsibility. She's still waiting for that great power that's supposed to come with it. That's cute, all right. I liked that one.
That's funny. That's cute, yep.
And I can't help but feel a little bit culpable for that.
I know. Yeah. I know. And you... I can't thank you enough. Oh.
Shh. It's alright. Hold yourself together. We'll figure it out just like we always do.
I just don't want to deal with it, you know?
I get it. And I don't want you to feel like I'm imposing or interfering too much. I know the cafe's yours now. And even though things are a bit much at the moment, I know I keep saying this, Maddie, but I don't know how much time we have to deal with all of this before things start falling apart.
Things are already falling apart.
Regardless, you're going to have to face reality at some point.
Oh my god, I know! I don't need any more reminders from you. Back off, man. The council's always sitting at the back of my mind. I'm doing my best over here. My best is all I can do, okay? Just because you're my best friend and my old boss and my mentor doesn't mean I need you preaching at me about how I need to deal with my problems. Because they're my problems now, not yours.
All right. No worries.
Well, we got a little bit of exposition, but that's fine. At least we got it.
I'll give you some space. Might go check on Ashley. You seen her recently?
She's upstairs. Dragged a customer up there talking about clamps or something.
I'd better go rescue them then. Be back in a bit. Oh. That's actually a really good scene.
That was really good.
Yeah, it conveyed a lot. Clearly these are very close people, but they're kind of, it seems like they're at some sort of crossroads in their lives. Mm-hmm. It's really good.
God damn it. He's right. We do need more plants in here. We do need more plants in here, don't we?
There's actually a lot of plants.
Oh.
Looks nice.
So we're gonna strap a big old steak knife to it and make them fight each other.
Oh boy.
I love it. That's gonna be great.
Sorry, this is all you, Gina.
Oh god, it is, isn't it?
I want to build something that gets put on TV show Battle Royale.
Oh,
with
hell
flamethrowers on it.
You're not gonna put one of these, one on this little guy, are you?
You know, a flamethrower? Probably not. But I want you to record the fight on my phone so we can send it to the producers. Producers have a real thirst for schlock. Thank you.
Great.
Yeah, sure thing. Do you want to take any of these, since it looks like it is?
I mean, I could take her if you want.
Okay.
Or do you want me to take one of the dudes?
No,
I'll take Mentor Man.
Okay.
I'll just do him.
All right.
If he comes in, which he probably will.
Yeah, sure thing. Let's get the knife attached.
Pass me those zip ties.
Zip ties?
And the knife. And my coffee.
Are you sure?
She doesn't need any more of that.
Who even gave you that?
Coffee!
That's probably
her.
Mentor.
Oh, is that Mentor?
Damn it!
Sure.
Oh.
It's empty.
Yeah, you're right, it is her.
Coffee.
My coffee is empty, Kishan. The world is beginning to vibrate.
maybe it's good your cup runneth empty, yeah?
I think my cup needs to run with more espresso in it.
I just... How many shots did you put in there?
Too many, Keyshawn.
But I didn't...
But did anyone ask Icarus how many shots of espresso he had? Yeah, I'm reading a book about Icarus. He flew to the sun. I'm cultured.
Yeah, but he flew too close to the sun.
I haven't finished the book, Keyshawn. In unrelated news, I have a headache.
I think it's related.
I think you might want to read a little more about Icarus. There's a twist ending to that one.
I'm holding a knife, Keyshawn. No spoilers.
No spoilers. Promise.
Oh.
I think
Alright.
this, yeah.
All right, I'll just say hi. Maybe she won't sling a knife at me this time. Who knows?
Oh god.
Oh, good.
No.
Hey, kids. Are you winning some? That's what this feels like. Oh.
Keyshawn, my buddy, my pal. Did I get him?
No. You missed.
Damn it.
But, wait. You threw it on purpose?
Extremely on purpose, yes.
I'm fine, by the way.
Oh, it's just you. She does have a robot arm.
Okay. Oh, yeah, she does.
Would it have been worse if it was someone else?
Probably. Unless they were an actual spy come to steal my robot designs.
Spy. You never know who might be watching.
Then it would have been good.
Girl.
I love her. I love her. And I see that comment that says she would single-handedly have lived through Zero Escape, and I agree.
I just saw that too. Oh, she crashed. Oh, thank God.
Oh no. Is she okay? Did I kill her?
She'll wake up in about 15 minutes with no ill effects. But you probably shouldn't give her any more coffee. She turns into a real goblin.
Goblin?
Goblin.
Not to be confused.
Coriander.
I know. I was like, where's my goblin? She's right here. Not to be confused with the days when she's just a regular gremlin. Oh. She told me that it'd make her immeasurably powerful.
I mean, she's not wrong. But, you know, great power, great responsibility, yada yada yada. She's 13. Kid's got plenty of energy already. Maybe not the sense of responsibility, though.
Yeah, I don't even know how I ended up sitting here attaching knives to robots. She's very convincing. Convincing! Ashley's persuasiveness is a mystery. It clearly can't be logic, eloquence, or charisma that causes people to do her bidding. I don't know why that line really just wasn't. My eyes were like, nah, I think.
I can't read that. I like how from this angle it looks like the knife is in his eye.
Face, I know, I agree. That's why I was laughing at it earlier.
You don't have to tell me, mate. She basically lives here.
Oh, it's
Her parents-
yeah, sorry.
Oh, sorry. Her parents would kill me if they found out she nearly killed me.
That's a good line.
Pretty good blind throat, though. She makes me proud in the weirdest ways.
Huh. Did she learn from the best?
She did. But the best definitely wasn't me. Maddie's pretty deadly with knives. Loves her flashy tricks. Bad habit, probably. Anyway, I'm sorry. I'm being very rude. My name's Che. I used to own this place. Now I just sort of sit around and cause trouble and sometimes have knives thrown at me, I guess.
I'm Kishan, and I died today.
Ooh. Ooh, when it cuts away to those little bits, I'm like, ooh.
They got impact. They go pow.
Good.
Like emotional pow. Oh, look at these little robots.
Oh, sorry.
No, go for it. You take this robot. Oh, you are peeking your mic.
I'll step back a little bit.
Oof. We got a loud one here. Apparently that was appropriate.
Aw, be nice. You know it's scary waking up. Big lights coming towards me! I'm reading it like the robot from Ghost in the Shell.
Yes.
That's how I'm imagining its voice right now.
I approve.
I think it's reliving its last moments.
Looks like it.
Ooh, what is happening? Hello. I actually can't read that. It's like, I can't read it on my screen at the moment.
I do not remember having so many limbs, is what it says.
Oh,
yeah,
thank
this font doesn't condense well. Yeah. Join the club, pal.
We are all reborn in a new
image.
Image. Okay.
I see. I don't know which ones you can read and which ones you can't.
I'm Kepler. Nice to meet you. Oh, that's cute. Its name is Kepler. Oh.
Wait, are these dead people in the robots? Is this their necromancy?
I was just about to ask that, and it's making me a little nervous.
Okay. And I am Jacoby. It's I am undefined.
Oh, undefined. I don't know if that name will stick.
Its body is made of a milk carton. Should we just call it milk?
It's not something basic. I imagine you called me Goon.
Okay. Sorry, do you want me to just take all the robots? I'll just take all the robots.
Yeah, their font is really tiny on my screen.
Yeah. No, too basic. Imagine if it called me Goon, and just because I'm made of a goon box, I wouldn't like that at all. Ashley was yelling about someone named Loveless the other day. That's a good one, I think. How does our new friend feel about it? Acceptable. Excellent. Nice to meet you, Lovelace.
So we've got Loveless or Lovelace, was it?
Lovelace.
Lovelace. What was the other one? Kepler and somebody else.
Jacoby. Yep,
okay.
yep.
All right.
From your hazy memories, certain words call out to you. Oh shit! Are these the words? These words may be the key to unlocking the mysteries of what happens in this place.
So it is.
Oh, there's a mechanic.
Oh my god!
Oh no!
What should we pick here?
Goblin?
These are the words we picked. Yeah, goblin, sure.
We got... Icarus was one?
We picked 7.
No, Icarus wasn't one, right? No, Icarus... I've been reading about Icarus! Was it bright yellow?
I don't remember. Cutlery? No.
Cutlery was one, yes, because then they talked about the whole, the act. Yes, cutlery is one.
Right. Disheveled was one. Pretty sure. Yeah. Peon was one. That one was yellow.
What was the... Holes was one. Holes definitely was... What was the thing after Peon?
After Peon? Oh, shit. I don't remember.
Like what... I'm trying to remember what the bottom thing was.
She calls him Peon. Spy was one. Yeah.
Producers was one.
Producers was one. We need one more.
Callus? Callus was one.
Callus was one.
Or genius. Yeah. I actually think most of these were, if not all of them, now that I'm looking at them.
Yeah, I guess it's just a matter of which one
I don't know, because screwdrivers definitely was one.
Oh, okay, yeah, chat's saying these are all the yellow words. We just get to pick 7. So maybe the mechanic is we pick the ones that we want to explore further, like from all of the yellow words.
Okay.
Yeah, I think. I'm not
gonna
sure.
pick birthday.
Yeah, that's a good call.
Okay.
Okay.
As they flutter through your mind, you focus on a few and try to remember what they meant. Oh god, I don't know if chat can hear that.
Is that the howl?
Yeah.
We need to pause for sex so Gina can explain what the howl is.
No, it doesn't need explanation because I think it's only one person today. All right. Goblin. Do you want to go with Goblin because Coriander's right here?
Yes, let's go with Goblin.
Ashley. Okay.
Ashley is the Goblin.
Disheveled. Kishan.
Kishan. Okay.
Oh, so is it like whichever one's words are associated most with certain characters, then spy.
Oh,
Guess.
Guess. You never know who might
Producers.
be watching.
Melbourne.
Melbourne.
Cutlery.
Okay, yep.
Food.
Food. Without reason.
Holes. Che.
Che.
Birthday. Ashley. 2 for Ashley.
Okay.
Perhaps with time, you may be able to cling to more of the fragments that flutter through your mind. What fragments will you choose to carry with you? What is it that you find precious? So maybe it's like an ending thing or a route thing, where it's like if you really want to learn more about certain characters, you need to pick all words associated with that character.
Oh, I see.
Yeah, Catty Cake, you're right on the money. It's a thing that people do to stay connected during quarantine. It's been going on for months and months and months and months.
I'm honestly impressed that it's still going.
I am too. And like when I open all the windows, it's really pretty impressive, but also, you know,
they're interrupting our streams and recordings.
Okay. Yeah, it does seem a bit like Doki Doki actually. Where you can get different routes based on which words you pick. Okay, here we go. Yes.
Yeah, let's continue. I just want to say that toast on the side with the poached eggs and the avocado looks so good.
It looks good, right?
I want that for breakfast tomorrow. I just want that.
I love poached eggs, just in general.
I haven't had a poached egg in a long time.
Oh yeah, it's the
Fridays.
brunch. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Man, I'd love to see that. I could use a pick-me-up.
I can't promise you I'll be there. It's kind of inconsistent.
Still though, a hallway that's only there sometimes? How do you get to the kitchen otherwise?
There's another slightly longer one that we use instead. It's much less exciting. But on the upside, it's consistently there. I love telling new people about it, though. The reactions are always hilarious.
I definitely didn't expect to be getting enthusiastic today over a weird quantum hallway. Quantum! When people start getting nervous about magic, they usually start trying to explain it using science terms to reassure themselves. Okay, that's cute.
I mean, they're not too wrong.
They're not too wrong.
Everything gets a little hinky when we go into quantum, I don't know, space thought.
Yeah, that's why it's so easy to straddle that line between sci-fi and fantasy the second you get there, where it's just like, it's fine. We're just gonna play around with whatever we want. There are no rules. It doesn't matter. Or enthusiastic at all, actually, because as soon as I stop to think about it, I realize I'm actually extremely messed up about this.
Oh. I understand. Your life has got... Oh, shit.
I'm sorry.
Or your unlife.
Apparently I still do this even when we're separated. It wouldn't be a playthrough if I didn't somehow interrupt your lines.
It's so accurate and consistent. Oh my god. Or your unlife. I should be better at talking about this by now, shouldn't I?
Jeez, it's not fun. It's not a fun one to think about, huh? Just keeps talking about the hallway. Just keep talking about the hallway so I can keep my mind off this.
To be honest, I'm not sure I could even properly explain a lot of what goes on here. The building's mildly sentient. Too much magic in the soil for it not to be, really.
So the cafe's alive?
Not necessarily.
I'm sorry. Don't you dare say mind hacking! How dare you, Path to the Grave! Mind hack! Those two words shall never be said together under no circumstances.
I hate that shit.
I hated it so much. It's so frustrating how much that derailed the end of that game for me. Not that that's the only thing, but like mind hacking. What you haven't accounted for is my mind hack.
It's just fucking telekinesis, bro.
I know. Anyway. You're not special,
okay.
and I'm not gonna say your name because it's a spoiler, but you're not special with your mind hacking.
It's okay. We're not mad at you, Path of the Grave. It's just we're a little bitter. Not necessarily. Plenty of things have come to life here, but as far as we can tell, the building itself doesn't really fall into that category. Also, it mostly tends to shift itself in ways that are helpful instead of frustrating, so... quantum hallways. I guess this is you?
No, it's still you.
What's this mean?
You are making yourself... I mean, admittedly, I was playing this character earlier, obviously, but
yeah.
like, yeah.
I'm making myself a cuppa. Click on it. You want something?
No, I'm good for
wait.
now.
Wait,
What?
Sorry, this guy has gloves and it's throwing me off because the other guy in the intro had the gloves too, so just for a second here from this shot I thought it was the same man. And I was
totally
he's back.
It totally could be, because in a different light, this purple could look blue like it did down below. On the other hand, I don't remember the necklace.
Yeah, that's true. I don't think the necklace was there.
Yeah.
I think this is, this is him.
Yeah, what's the barista's name? I didn't actually catch it, and I feel like a jerk.
Oh, Maddie? She's, the owner now. Not just the barista. Wait, was I fucking voicing Maddie, but... Wait a minute. I think I fucked up. I think I was voicing him, but it was actually,
No, it's been him the whole time.
Fuck, I messed up.
It's okay, it's totally fine. Yeah, she's been over at the table not talking. It's just been these two talking back and forth the whole time.
See, the camera was on Maddie, so I was giving him Maddie's voice.
Okay, makes perfect sense. The trick is just the icon.
Yeah, it was a little hard to tell, so I couldn't quite make it out, so... Anyway, apologies. Still makes coffee, of course. But since she's the owner now, she has a lot more to juggle. Why are you asking? You got her eye on her, eh?
No. I have a boyfriend. Had?
It's remembering!
Oh, jeez, this is a lot. I don't think he forgot his life.
Oh, okay. He forgot how he died.
Yeah, exactly. I can't imagine how he's feeling.
Try not to think about it.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
You want that drink now?
I think I want something a little more potent than coffee right now. Sorry.
Don't enable him, Kishan. Shush. I can get you something stronger, mate. Would you like bourbon?
Bourbon!
Yeah.
A neat bourbon will always be the perfect mix of classy yet unpretentious.
I agree with that. Or is that too weak?
I thought this was a cafe. Don't you know look, boozy coffee drinks are like super in vogue and have been for a while, to the point like maybe they're not in vogue. I don't know.
Well, it is. Mostly. We do serve alcohol, though. And stronger things on request.
Stronger? Like what?
I don't know what that is.
I have no idea what that is. I kind of want to Google it.
I don't know. Someone's in chat said quantum moonshine.
Yeah!
People
That'll
cursing
get
on-
you fucked up!
Hell yeah.
Oh no, I cursed again! Absinthe? Pure ethanol?
You think a place like this wouldn't have anything stronger than that?
Stronger than pure ethanol?
Magic alcohol! Sure.
It's just ether. It's straight up. It's freaking soma, or not soma. Freaking what's the drink? the magic juice. What's it called?
Juice. I know what you're talking about.
Never mind. It doesn't matter. We're gonna keep on clicking.
Wait, are you talking about entails?
I think I was thinking about Persona, but yeah, entails. It's fuck, this is pointless. I can't think right now. Cactus juice is the correct answer. Thank you very much for the save there.
Oh, this is...
It's you.
Oh, yeah. Sure. Remind me later, and I
No,
might pull
other
out-
one.
Sure. Remind me later, and I might pull out some of my special reserve. Don't enable him, Kishan. Hey, someone's got to drink it. I know you're not gonna touch the stuff aside from setting it on fire. I have perfectly good reasons for wanting to set a puddle of distilled soul on fire.
Oh,
distilled
man.
soul! Oh! We'll agree to disagree on that one. So, Kishan, what'll it be?
Actually, I changed my mind on the coffee. Can I order something complex? Gotta treat myself on my last day on Earth. I'm after a sugar rush.
If we have the ingredients, it shouldn't be an issue. Maddie can whip it up for you.
Cool. In that case, can I have a...
Large quadruple shot, double vanilla caramel, no foam. Super hot, reverse coconut milk macchiato. Oh my god. Oh, that was
I thought so too. I thought so too. I thought she was psychic, and she was like, "I know your order,
"Oh,
and
yes."
it's silly as all hell."
Oh my god.
Wait, what is a reverse? What does that mean?
I don't know.
I don't know. Okay, with
So-
2 sugars and whipped cream on top.
Maddie? Yes, dearest. Can you, I don't quite know how. Is this real?
Oh, is it too much? I was gonna ask for a splash of bourbon in it too, but that seemed a little extra.
Well, yes, it is too much. It is a bad order, and I hate it. How bad? Oh, I don't know who is saying that.
It's him. It doesn't have an icon. It's him.
Worst one you've ever seen? No, I just hate it.
Dang.
Oh.
Nope, it's you.
Oh, let's see. Okay, every single word of that increased my urge to set the espresso machine on fire so I wouldn't have to think about making coffee ever again.
Urge. Maddie has all the classic symptoms of being a pyromaniac, but she definitely isn't a pyromaniac. Okay.
Actually on the first said reverse means the caramel is under the milk.
Oh. Alright.
Good to know.
Cool.
I don't.
When it's
I
like,
don't-
is that like, if you, like, I don't know if, I think
does
at like
that work?
Godiva, you coat the cup with chocolate or caramel, and then they pour in the drink, so it looks pretty. I don't know if it
Okay.
tastes good.
Yeah. All right. Yeah, I could see that. I don't know. I don't order complex sugary drinks anymore, at least.
I do, but it's not complicated, and it's also always the same one. I love peppermint mochas. They're like my greatest weakness is I just like that coffee
That
and
sounds
chocolate and
good.
peppermint. It tastes good.
I do like a good chai latte.
Yeah,
I do
that's
like
good
that. Yeah. Except the bourbon bit.
But neither of those are extra orders. Those are super baby basic orders.
No, that's what I mean. Like, I don't order like crazy drinks at Starbucks or at my local coffee shop. Also, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, except the bourbon bit. I put that in my coffee too. So with all that in mind,
I'm gonna get you a black coffee with bourbon in it.
Yeah, right. I have a counter offer.
Yeah?
I'll make you another double shot long black. And I'll put
I thought I was joking, but no, that's just what happened.
But I won't call you a hipster this time. If you decline my offer, I will strip your soul from your body and use it to scrub the counters at closing time. They will smell delicious afterwards, if that's any consolation.
Oh, yikes. That doesn't sound like a competitive counteroffer. Not the soul thing. I'll take the coffee.
Why couldn't they make the man his complicated order?
He's dead, right? I mean, I guess they deal with this every day, but like, this is a dead man. Get him his good coffee. It sounded fine.
This is his last time on Earth, and he's like, I don't know, dealing with the fact that he's fucking dead, and I don't know.
I agree. And
everything's bad.
You pawned him off. I mean, you didn't pawn him off, but like, he helped your daughter, ? With her knife robots, and you can't make him a good coffee drink at your cafe? Anyway.
My generosity knows no bounds.
I really like her face.
Normie. Oh, what is their deal?
I don't know.
So, I don't know who's talking, but I'm going to start talking in her voice and say I apologize if it's
it doesn't have a thing. She's the only one on screen.
Okay. So, in conclusion, that order sucked because it's inordinately complex to make. Has a heart attack worth of sugar in it, and is something that only impatient jerks ask for.
Is it possible to die twice?
Damn. Yep. You can die twice if you're brought back from the dead. Or if you manage to really annoy someone between here and the next place. Which is more likely because resurrection is illegal.
Resurrection. Resurrection is reserved for emergencies. And the council has very particular definitions about what constitutes an emergency. Many centuries passed without a single qualified emergency.
Huh. But if you're asking whether you can get a heart attack or whatever, the answer is no. Life and death have a slightly different meaning here. Can't die from natural causes. It's a bit complex and weird, and we're still in the process of figuring out how it all works. I'm over 200 years old, and I still haven't made proper sense of it yet. Just got some vague ideas.
Right. So what's keeping me from just staying here? Like, I'm already dead. Why do I have to go on to the next place?
Yeah, and why is it timed? Yeah. You've got a certain number of hours you're allowed to remain on the edge of the mortal realm. Hours are fungible.
Fungible?
They can be bought, sold, exchanged. Generally speaking, but the Council of Death always collects on debts owed to them. And you'll start running up a debt if you stay here too long. Your soul starts to get itchy, too.
Itchy. Itchy. Is there any feeling less pleasant than an itch you can't scratch? Probably, but it's still up there.
It's not something you want to experience. You know what, is the worst itch, and this might be gross, but I shouldn't have prefaced it like that.
I mean, now I'm not sure I want you to finish wherever we're going, but...
You know that feeling when, you feel like your sinuses are itching, but it's in, the back of your throat in that space you can't reach? Do you know what I'm talking about? Do you ever get that sensation, or is it just me because I have horrible allergies?
It might be. I don't have allergies, so when I get, a sinus thing, it's, a whole deal. But
Chat
Yeah,
says yes.
see? You're not alone. Yes, oh God, that's the word. There you go. I'm sorry, I couldn't commiserate with you, but others can, and that's what matters.
Okay, well, that's good to know. It's not. That's probably one of my least favorite sensations, just as a living being. So.
I honestly, that's the only reason why I didn't want to like play long. Is like clearly that actually has driven you like. It really bothered you, and it's something that like I can't even remember, so it must not have been much of an issue.
Well, that's good.
I don't know what to tell you. I don't have allergies. It's incredibly lucky. I agree.
Hell yeah, allergies, gang. It's not something. Oh, what you gonna say?
I was just gonna say it's incredibly lucky too, because like I grew up in Atlanta where pollen is so thick that like it's almost a full half inch if you leave a car out in it for longer than a day.
Gross.
So yeah, thank goodness.
I'm one of those people where I don't have seasonal allergies. I have like just like I don't know. I don't even know if I'd call them environmental allergies. I guess they are. They're like it's like dust and cats and mold.
Yeah.
Yeah, I guess those would be environmental instead of seasonal.
No,
so.
that makes perfect sense. And
now you all know.
And you also know that I subject Allison to one of those allergies every time she's over here because I always have cats.
It's all right. I've built up an immunity. I'm good.
And I think Corey's better. Like Kit Kat, I feel like was just a hyper. Anybody who is even a little bit allergic to cats. Had a reaction to him. Yeah.
Like, Corey's like is extremely short hair, so like I feel like I'm in the clear. So
thank goodness.
Yeah, right. I gotta get back to his voice.
Do you want me to take him back? I mean, there's still only 4 characters, so it makes sense for you to have him. But I just wanted to make sure.
I like voicing him. I'm fine with it.
Cool.
It's way better if we're doing 2 and 2. So.
Yep.
It's not something you want to experience. We've had a few stay past their allotted time, and they've gotten very uncomfortable very fast. It starts with general irritability, and then worse things begin to happen.
It's a weird thing to wrap your head around. How long do I have to be here? How long do I have before I need to make myself scarce?
You get 24 hours. Any longer, and we start to pick up the tab since you're on our premises. So it's not a hard and fast rule, but it is a rule, it sounds like.
And it also sounds like any debt that's accrued has to be paid by this coffee shop, and that's why they're so, like, underwater.
Oh yeah, so maybe that's what's happening is they're letting people stay longer and they're running up the tab and running up debt. Is like because they're keeping people here to try and like help them or give them refuge or something.
So by being nice, they're suffering for it, and okay.
Especially if those robots have little people in them, like, and they're just living.
They're
here.
Just staying here, so every hour is another hour, and there is no way to pay it back. Yeah, no, okay, all right, I see the conflict.
Yeah. And as charming as you are, we've already racked up too much time debt from letting people stick around past their expiration date. And cash-wise, we're extremely poor.
Is it because you make coffee for dead people and don't make them pay? Because I am seeing a trend here on a couple of levels.
We've been a bit too lenient in the past. Letting people stay just a little longer instead of gently shooing them onto the next plane of existence, etc. You know the drill. But hey, since hours are fungible, you can always acquire them some other way. You can work here. There's something happening tonight, actually, that you might be interested in. Oh my god, Ashley's still passed the fuck out.
Yep, they just dragged her downstairs.
Seriously? You're still doing that? Shush. You know the council doesn't look on that stuff favorably. Ned said so himself. It draws customers and helps us shave down the debt. I'll take whatever I can get. And hey, fuck Ned. We have a 13-year-old girl, 13-year-old right here, right now, you know. She's heard enough coarse language for a lifetime. I'm not too worried about her. I don't know.
She's right. I think that's She's right, though.
What?
Every time Ned comes around, he makes you guys really stressed out. Oh no, stressed! No!
Oh,
I missed it. I missed it.
Oh, shit.
Oh well, we'll never know. Maybe not you so much, but Maddie gets nervous and it brings down the mood, man. I don't know how to God. So fuck Ned. Yeah, okay, there you go. Ashley said fuck.
Ashley said fuck. I think you've had too much coffee today, young lady.
I'm crashing so hard right now, you have no idea. It's like I was crashing earlier, but that was just a re-crash and I'm having a double crash or something.
Well, if you had a double shot espresso, then you're having a double crash.
Yep.
All I ask is that you try and keep the swearing to a minimum when customers are around.
Okay. Does Keyshawn count?
It's time. It's fine. I'm sorry. I'm just getting ahead of things. It's not time, Keyshawn. You can stay. It's fine. A couple of my house... Oh, hi, Coriander. Welcome. Please don't knock the mic. A couple of my housemates are tradies, so you learn to ignore it pretty quick. Housemates. A great way to save money on rent and never get lonely if you're not attached to the idea of personal space.
Yeah.
Are tradies... Were tradies? Ugh. They're still tradies unless they changed careers in the last couple of days. But they're not my roommates anymore. Because... Hey mates, have I mentioned how much being dead sucks? Because it sucks and I feel extremely bad about it.
I really like the way you read that line.
I'm having a pretty bad time right now in general, to be honest.
Yep. Even just adapting your language is a pain, isn't it? I want a proper drink now. Without coffee in it. Just give him a shot.
This whole scene is really interesting because, like, I love how it's so industrial, but this clearly seems like it's a portal to death. To the end of your life.
It's like, do you walk out that way? Like, do you walk out into this ocean abyss there?
Yeah, and you just like
the next place.
It's like the good place. It's like how the good place works. But I love how it's so industrial. Like, that's a really interesting. I don't know. That's just an interesting aesthetic.
Hello, Commander. You said White Russian hold the milk, but honestly, I would see Kashan like. Be like, give me the milk. Like, make it so sweet, but also so strong.
That is true. That does seem to be sort of the flavor profile he favors. Oh my god, my cat is so cute! Okay, I'm sorry. Yeah, that'd be good.
Oh, this is me.
Yep.
The TV didn't say anything about there being a storm tonight.
I will say, this game is dearly making me want to go brew some coffee and put some Kahlua in it or something.
That sounds really good. Oh, shout out to Victor, who made me a coffee-themed cocktail tonight for our inaugural stream. It was amazing and delicious, and I kind of finished it right at the beginning. It's been gone for an hour.
And he called it the Necrobarista, right?
He called it the Necrochino.
Okay.
Which
that is very cute.
It's super, super cute. Necrochino.
Yeah, the Necrochino. Victor, that's adorable. I love it.
It had like a egg white foam on it with like little coffee bean bits on top of it, and it was just like so nice and smooth and wonderful. Yeah, it was perfect.
Well, in my scenario, I was gonna brew black coffee and just
and put some bourbon in it,
and just pour some bourbon in it because it does feel thematically appropriate, and also I do not have a way to foam egg whites. But anyway, Storm. You need to know when Melbourne Storm is going to catch you off guard and steal your rugby ball.
Part of me kind of wishes we made an effort for the Australian accent.
I know. If I had known ahead of time, I would have brushed up.
Yeah, I would have practiced a little bit.
That's my only problem with accents is, like, I do want to do a little research at least, because a stab in the dark is not, I'm just not great at stabs in the dark.
Yeah, same. Yeah, it's fair. Huh. It looks like a decent-sized one's rolling in.
Melbourne weather strikes again.
I'll go upstairs and close the windows. Cheers.
Cheers.
Oh, sorry, that's you. I interrupt you. Come on, Ashley. Let's clean up your workbench while we're up there, yeah? Do you need a bribe?
Hey, Corey, if you don't stop knocking this mic, I am going to have to drop you on the ground. And by that, I mean place you lovingly over on your windowsill seat. Okay. Yes.
I have some chocolate hidden away.
Acceptable. She's so
Is this
freaking cute.
Is this how they raise this child, with bribes?
I mean, it seems like it. It also seems like she clearly has parents somewhere, but also they're clearly raising her, and I don't know what that dynamic is.
I don't know what that means. If that means, like, maybe she's dead also, or, like, I don't know. Or she's just here all the time.
Oh, that would be interesting, and that's where the debt's coming from, if she's... I don't know. Anyway, let's keep going.
Oh, yeah, that would be interesting if the debt's coming from her because they have her here. Because she won't leave. Oh.
Wait. Dead people can still get drunk, yeah?
Why else do you think we serve alcohol?
To make money?
Well, yeah.
Hang on. Do I even have my wallet?
Doubt it.
I don't, yeah. How does that work? Why do I have my clothes but not the contents of my pockets? Pockets! Pockets. A good place for things that don't have a place. Chewing gum, spare change, and nervous hands. Oh, I actually like that one. That was cute.
I don't know, dude. Everyone's experience is different. Death doesn't follow many rules. Only universal rule I can think of is that you can't stay. People don't generally come in without their clothes, fortunately.
Lightning. Huh. So about this drink, I guess you're gonna have to give me straight vodka or something? You're gonna give me straight vodka or something. Okay, whatever.
Oh shit, I think Pippo Commander was right. White Russian hold the milk. that is vodka, right? In a White Russian?
Yeah, but it's got more in it. It's not just vodka milk.
Plus other things? I don't know. Why is that?
You don't like making complex drinks.
Dude, no. I don't like making ridiculous caffeine-laced milkshakes for overcompensating soccer dads. I'm happy to mix a cocktail within reason.
Oh, okay. What have you got then?
Chase got everything you can think of, and then some.
I could do with a mint julep.
Aw.
Hey! What's that outside? Oh, it's the other person!
That guy!
Okay, so we're assembling the whole crew. There were a bunch of people down in the summoning room or whatever. And, yeah.
Oh shit, maybe this guy is part of our crew, and that was like we're catching up to that point.
I think that was like an in medias res thing, and then we're backing up and we're building up to that.
Oh shit.
Yeah. But again, I don't remember the necklace on the blue turtlenecked person with the gloves, so I'm not sure.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah, no, I'm not sure. Yeah. But it would make sense.
Yep.
Outside? Some guy out in the rain? Ah, shit.
Maddie? Maddie, what's up?
Let's get started on that drink.
Is it Ned?
Oh, maybe it's Ned.
Is it Ned?
Uh-oh.
Is Ned here to stop whatever's happening tonight? The cool thing that gets rid of the soul debt? Time debt?
Maybe. Yeah.
Time crime?
Time crime. Time crisis?
Whoa!
Whoa, I didn't know he looked like that.
What?
Okay.
Is it like a balaclava with a glowing light inside of it?
I don't know. See, on my screen, it looks like a thumb.
Yeah, it does. It looks like from Spy Kids. And there's like the little nail. Oh no, that's all I'm gonna be able to see now, Allison.
Oh no. I'm so sorry.
No, it's a very good comparison is the problem. You did a good job. Okay, so now we have two gruff dudes, maybe.
Yeah.
Which one do you want, I guess?
I mean, I guess I can... oh, shit. Right, because one of us here is gonna have to voice two people for this scene. Plus that man, plus whoever this man is going forward.
I can give the Thumb the same voice that I was using for Che earlier, or something along it, maybe gruffer. I can do him.
Okay, if you're short, I did him in the intro, so
yeah,
like,
that's the only problem I'm having is I liked your voice for him in the intro, so
I'll stick with him. Then.
Okay,
I'll
I'll take Che back.
Yeah, that sounds good.
Cool.
And this guy I think is easy enough to like jump between like him and Maddie.
Yeah,
Maddie's voice is really like
they're pretty distinct.
I can hit it. Okay.
Okay.
Oh,
Okay,
wait.
I'm sorry. I skipped your first line.
Consider French accent. Oh, you want me to do this? I can try.
That is entirely up to you.
Like
I will say this is
French accent.
Okay, nope, I take it back. Now it's no longer up to you.
This
I'm sorry, that tickled me a lot more than I expected it to.
Oh my god.
Oh, okay. All right.
I'll try.
Hi.
Hello, recently departed. I can't. No, I can't do that.
Hey, that hat you're wearing kind of makes you look like Ned Kelly? Wait. What?
Oh, wait, who said that?
Who said this?
Ned Kelly.
I could have sworn you were standing outside literally a second ago.
So how'd he die? Good morning to you too, Ned. It's 5 o'clock in the afternoon, Madeline. Piss off, Ned. That's not even my full name. Isn't it, Maddie? Chase said it was, and he never lies. He never said that. Well, no. But it was worth a try. A try at what? Catching me off balance? Some shit along those lines? Mate, I am so off balance right now that a light breeze would knock me head over ass. Don't push me.
Hey, this mint julep is great. Just wanted to contribute that to the conversation.
So, you catch the game last night?
Oh no, I missed it again!
It's like...
Oh no! I'm unreliable!
Say something less nice, but I won't say it. Actually,
it's okay,
fine.
Allison, I can take it.
It's like you couldn't hear my lines.
I know. I understand. Admittedly, actually, just for full transparency.
I know what you actually have to do, though.
Yeah, full transparency, I am actually clicking through your lines, but because of that, to compensate for the delay, but...
No, yeah, I know. You're literally having to do it, so that's just gonna happen, I think, sometimes. We're gonna miss some of the yellow words.
Yeah, I also... I'm saying that, but also I do it when you're sitting right next to me, so, like, you know.
It's okay. It's not a big deal. It's fun to give you a little bit of shit about it.
I know.
I'm really fine. Yes, I know that Carlton beat Collingwood again. I don't care. Oof. Just making polite conversation. You should try it sometime. Maybe. Not for you, though. You've never come in during daylight hours before. What do you want? Nothing much. I'd like to talk to Shay at some point, but it can wait, seeing as he's missing. Planning on sending out a search party?
might do. It'd be a shame to lose an old friend by letting him wander onto some train tracks or something.
Yeah, well, shut up. He's upstairs, last I saw.
Well, what was the last you saw, Maddie? Tell me.
Why are you like this?
What was it?
Last saw him walking upstairs.
So he could be anywhere then. Probably fled the country to dodge the massive time debt you lot are racking up.
Fled. Some obligations have a way of following you, no matter where you run to.
He can't go far. I've got him on a pretty tight leash. And in regards to the debt,
it's not your problem.
ugh. You must not have heard.
Not your problem.
Che! Your dickhead friend Ned is here.
Oi. I'm a distinguished gent. Not a dickhead.
Well,
We'll be
You're
down in
kidding.
a sec.
he's shaped like that, I'll just say.
Yeah, I mean, it's a little more literal than normal, I'd say.
Yeah, sure, but you also work for the Council of Death. So even if you are a distinguished gent, it cancels out.
Is the Council of Death like a normal city council? Except for wherever dead people live?
Yeah, but the only trash that needs to be collected is right in front of me.
This guy.
I like how Ned emotes because it's just like widening or squinting of his strange visor, and it does crack me up.
His neck kind of bends a little weird.
Yeah, he's got like this ostrich power going on, and I do appreciate it about him.
He's just a cursed. I'm like, thumbs are already pretty cursed. This feels extra cursed.
I agree with that. I don't like looking at him.
I hate it. I see why Maddie doesn't like him.
Yep. Me?
No. You. You're the trash, Ned. The trash is you.
That was not a very good comeback, Maddie.
No.
I have bad news. It's still going.
It's you, Ned, the trash man from hell. Because councils pick up trash.
Oh, Maddie. Oh, this was not what you wanted to go with.
That's the joke.
Oh, God. Okay.
Yikes, what is going on?
I don't know. Oh, cool.
He's he's even got a head shaped like a rubbish bin. It's totally fitting.
Is that what that is?
I think she's just
I'm not from hell.
I don't care. And to be clear, Ned, in case we weren't already, you are the trash.
Okay, Maddie. Yeah, sorry.
Yeah, I get it. You know how long Che's gonna be?
Don't know. He was busy upstairs with Ashley.
Yeah, I had to hide like 5 steak knives from her. I didn't even know we had 5 steak knives.
Bit quiet there, mate. How long you've been sitting there?
Doesn't matter.
Well, your employee's been very rude to me. So if you've heard anything of that,
I keep trying to tell him.
My employee. Yeah, about that.
Oh.
We have some catch
roles, and Ned doesn't know, I guess.
Yeah, I guess
Maybe.
it's so they probably did it so he could avoid the time debt, but now Maddie has to deal with it.
Oh, I see. Yeah.
So there must be some extenuating circumstances about why they had to do that. I don't know. We have some catching up to do.
I don't follow. Did she quit?
Quit! Maddie's not one to back away from a challenge, but if she did, she wouldn't be the first. Okay.
Did you fire her for her gross incompetence?
Far from it. There's been a bit of a shake-up in the cafe's management structure since you last visited.
Oh, he's just gonna go.
Oh no. Don't tell me you gave her the whole thing.
Okay, I won't tell you.
I tried to tell you before, man.
Hey, does anyone else like mint juleps? Because this is great, and I'm nearly done, but also my tongue is numb, and I'm wondering what the deal is with that. Was there something you wanted to discuss?
I need a drink before we get through all that.
Sure. The usual?
Yes, please.
He's like a turtle. Like a turtle sticking its neck way out
Yeah.
of his turtle body.
I don't like looking at him.
I don't like looking at him. I like turtles, but not this one.
I think also on that menu it listed a croissant for $6.
That's a lot of money for a croissant.
Damn. I know they've got a lot of debt, but damn.
How come he gets a curly straw?
So, Che. Spin me a tale of how and why you handed down the cafe to this person.
Well,
Every man's got his price.
can my price be a curly straw too?
Buddy, I'll give you 2 if it means you'll stop complaining about what is it? Oh,
Numb lips. Yep. Yeah, what did you make this with?
I couldn't find half the ingredients, so I put a bunch of ergoto and chili seeds.
Oh, you're a bad bartender.
She's a barista, not a bartender.
That's
so,
fair. Jill from Valhalla would have strong words about this.
I've got some of the stuff though, so it's a mint julep in spirit, if nothing else.
Does this have any mint or julep in it? At all?
It definitely may be lacking mint. And I cannot confirm nor deny the existence of the mythical julep.
Mythical! To some people, this place seems otherworldly. For others, this is just the world they live in.
Oh, Malalava said $6 in Australia is about $4.26 in the US.
Alright.
So, alright. That's fair. I didn't think about the currency exchange.
I did, but I didn't want to get into it. I'm gonna be real. Because I didn't know which way the currency exchange went, so I was just like, I don't want to bring that up, because then we're gonna, yeah.
Also, we're in some, like, retro future here, and I don't know what year
No,
it
they're
is,
millennials
so...
and boomers. It's right now.
That's true. It's probably
It takes
right
place
now.
today.
You asked for Urkato earlier, though, so there you go. Mission complete.
Maddie, I'm getting very drunk very fast.
Toad does that to you. I hope I'm saying that right. Oh, he's getting really drunk really fast. Hey, here, I think you should have a little lie down. I'll get you some water.
I'm as strong as an ox. I don't need a lie down.
Kishan, my dude, you absolutely need to get horizontal as soon as possible. You can sober up in one of the booths up in the back. Up the back. It's nice and quiet over there.
I'll fight you.
No, you won't. Up you go. Up you get, mate.
Bloody hell. It would have been helpful if you'd told me about this before.
Probably not. I'm not worried. I'm not worried. Probably. I'm not worried about it. I don't know. I'm not worried about it.
Don't sweat it.
Maddie knew what she was getting into with this whole cafe situation. And it's natural that it might take a while for her to get the hang of running a business.
Bloody hell. Bit of a dog's dinner, though, isn't it?
Dog's dinner.
Sometimes you have a kitchen mishap that results in a food only fit for a dog's dinner. Some dogs resent the implication that they're deserving of lesser food, but most of them eagerly lap it up. Oh, for sure. But it'll get better. Like I said, not worried about it.
Well, you might want to hold your judgment on that for the moment. I am, unfortunately, here on official business.
Oh. I shouldn't have given you the straw, then.
No, you shouldn't have. Trying to butter me up. I look quite silly.
Want me to get rid of it?
It's just Maddie. She won't use it to derail our conversation or make me look like a fool or anything like that.
Straw? No, I'll get you one after you have a nap. You can sip the water like a normal person.
I'll put it with the dirty dishes then. Oh, it's cute. No,
Oh,
it's
like
cute and
it was a treble clef. too.
Yeah,
Yeah.
it's musical.
The sacrifices I make for this job.
Hey, you met me through it. You met me through it. So, can't have all been bad.
That was bloody 100 years ago.
Man, really?
Longer.
Time flies when you're immortal, huh?
Quasi-immortal. This old rust bucket's still got an expiry date somewhere down the line. I want to say expiration every time it comes up.
It's totally fine. Expiry. Time comes for us all.
Ooh. Yikes.
Yep.
What's this about mortality? Immortality?
Hey, you should buy more plants.
Shut up! Sorry, continue. Immortality?
Nothing that I'd trust you with, that's for sure.
Aw, don't you want to see crotchety old me being rude to youngsters in 100 years?
Truly, I do not. The far future doesn't need amateur necromancers.
Amateur. Yep. Amateur. Amateur can describe someone who's not good enough to turn pro, but it could also mean someone who passionately engages in something just for the pure love of it.
That's exactly what an amateur is.
Yep.
Yep.
So, passionate, talented necromancer just doesn't want to make money off it. There you go.
There you go. Your loss. So, you two heading upstairs?
Actually, Ned does in fact have something fairly important to discuss with you.
Oh?
It's about the debt you owe. To the council.
Yeah, I know. What about it?
Ooh, this is dramatic.
Ned's human knee. I'm sorry, I'm about to click forward, but the fact that Ned has human knees is distressing to me in a way that I can't quite process.
Everything about Ned is kind of like, his voice lines aren't bad.
Yeah.
But everything else about him is awful.
Yes,
Like,
I agree.
It's just, I guess that's the point. He's so off-putting and weird and, like, fascinating.
Maddie, it's time. You owe us over 600 hours. Chase signed a contract. The hours or the cafe. You owe the cafe. You own the cafe, so you own the debt. And tonight, I've come to collect.
Oh shit.
Whoa. Whoa. Oh my.
Oh my.
Wait, was that just the intro?
I guess.
We have an anime opening.
I kind of love it. Oh, it's really loud though.
Oh, now it's very quiet.
Sorry.
That's okay. There, happy medium.
Oh shit, necromancy is happening.
shit.
Whoa! What? What is happening?
What?
Who? Wait, he got knifed!
What? What? This is so good!
I know, this music's really good.
This is rad as hell! Oh.
Well, shit!
Wow! Who'd have thunk?
Okay!
2 hours into the game, we get the intro.
I want to note, and we've been burned by this before. If you go on how long to beat in this game, it says 3 hours, and here we are 2 hours in, and we just hit the intro. Oh my god, that was actually really rad. I really enjoyed that.
That was so cool.
Oh my god.
That was super rad.
Okay.
But this is all you. I'm gonna do my best.
Okay, let me know if at any point you want me to just take over.
Okay. That was kind of intense. Do they do that often? The song and dance thing?
Yeah, what do you think they are? Some sort of anime street gang? What sort of self-obsessed jerk has their own theme song?
Don't be a downer, pal. No, I was talking about the dramatic encounter. Oh, between Maddie and Ned? Yes! Yeah, they've got chemistry.
Ugh. Not the romantic kind, the explosive kind. Can't leave them in the same room together, or they'll kill each other.
Bad history? Oh, I don't know. Oh, Maddie's just a serially troublesome person from Ned's perspective.
Doesn't help that she can't stop herself from pulling pranks on him.
This reminds me of Onokuma Theater a little bit.
It does, except it's at least mildly relevant.
Yeah. No, I suppose not. I mean, he doesn't make it easy either.
I don't think he's used to having his authority questioned. She really gets under his skin that he has on his knees and his hands, but not on his face.
Wasn't he a famous criminal?
And therein lies the irony of the situation. Coriander, no. Coriander, no. No, no, no. No, no, no. 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 Okay, I'm just holding her now. Okay.
What was she doing?
She got behind the monitor and was trying to push it towards me. So that was an interesting, exciting moment for me. Ah!
Oh my god.
No!
It's literally not a ShortOneGaming video without the goblin
It's
doing
freaking
something.
incredible how present she is.
She's
Okay.
such a creature.
Okay, all right. I'm gonna try to advance the thing.
What a strange world we live in. Oh,
Okay.
ooh.
There they go.
Oh, okay. What is this game? This is wild. Oh,
Okay.
words.
All right. So, do we want to try to pick words that are all associated with certain people, or do we want to just pick words?
I'm not sure now. I feel like there's just ways to go about this because we could just pick words that we feel are interesting that are going to give us interesting information or that resonate with us or go with a particular person if we know
I don't know
who Itchy was with. Shit. Oh, that was Che. I don't know. Where are you leaning here?
I think let's just pick the words that stand out.
That's kind of how I was feeling.
So,
like
expiry, I was hovering over. Maybe dog's
Sure.
dinner?
Dog's dinner, quantum.
Was quantum one?
Yes, because it went on that little diatribe about how people could feel really smart.
Oh,
and
right,
shit.
right. Yep.
Yeah.
Quantum. There we go.
Same with amateur. Amateur had a cute little.
Yep.
bit
That one was cute.
as
I liked
well.
that one a lot.
Yeah.
Housemates?
Housemates would be for our guy. Does he have a name yet? Oh yeah. Sorry, Kishan.
Yeah.
Ugh, jeez. Yeah, sure. Housemates for Kishan. Storm, maybe. And I don't know. I was feeling bourbon.
Bourbon it is. Okay.
Awesome.
Done.
Oh, you know what we could do in the future is maybe we could ask chat and we could have people recommend words for us to pick.
That would be fine.
I don't know. We could do that as well. I don't know.
Let's just click through them. Food.
Food. Ooh.
Expiry.
Okay. Death.
Oh.
Amateur.
Guess.
Another one for guess.
Dog's dinner.
Food again.
Storm.
Melbourne.
Okay.
Housemates.
Melbourne again.
Magic.
Quantum. Magic. We didn't get any people.
We didn't.
It was all things or
I
places.
don't know whether that's a good thing or a bad thing.
Yeah.
I have no idea.
Resurrection would have been good. Someone said resurrection would be telling.
Yeah.
Catty Cake did. Damn. Still, the last one was interesting with magic.
Mhm.
That's a new one.
I agree.
Yeah. I guess food technically was new too. No, it wasn't. Just kidding. La la la.
Oh, it's because Corey knocked. Goddamn. Fuck.
Oh, is that the control?
Yeah. Corey knocked it on the floor. I was like, this is a weirdly. I don't know. Okay.
Why are we spinning?
Oh gosh. Oh boy. All right, here we go. Ooh, billiards.
Oh, jeez.
Wait, what?
It's so weird how you can just like occasionally you can move through the space. Oh, this is how it's like. Do you want to continue?
Yeah, but
you
now there's
can-
like a bunch of things to click on.
Whoa.
Keep the balance. Maybe we're between chapters. You know what?
Maybe. Ooh, good time to save. Question, Gina.
Mm-hmm.
Would you want to take a quick break?
Yeah,
Like
absolutely.
pop up for a sec, like for 5 minutes or so, and we'll come right back. We'll keep the stream up, but we're gonna hop up and then return.
Yeah, I appear to not be able to save here,
Oh.
which is odd.
Maybe we need to get to the next scene before you can save.
Totally possible. In which case, can we wait to take a break until? Well, no, because we want to explore these things. It's probably fine. Was that did I make everyone nervous? I don't know. It's probably fine.
Oh, someone said the game autosaves.
Oh, okay, cool,
So we're
fantastic.
probably okay. Yeah.
In that case,
Um,
yeah, I am absolutely happy to take a break. Want to reconvene in like 5?
Yeah, let's see what time is it? 9:05 our time, so maybe we'll be back here in 5 minutes.
Sounds
9:10.
good.
Or 10 after wherever you are in the world.
Yeah.
So, all right, we'll see you guys in a sec.
Okay.
Will you start the stream?
Oh yeah, it's back. Hi, Allison.
Oh, hi.
I
Well,
asked for one
I just-
thing, Allison.
I didn't even fucking click on it. What the hell?
Oh,
Oh, geez, I minimized the window.
yeah. I was like, Allison, don't talk. I'm about to bring us back, and you're like, okay, I'm gonna talk now.
I'm so sorry.
Oh boy. All right. Hi, welcome back, everyone.
Wait, I thought we started.
Yeah, we did, but we started with. Anyway, it doesn't matter. Hi.
I'm so sorry.
We're back in the game now. But yes, that is a lot of boxes of checkers. Okay.
I don't have a cocktail anymore, but I have wine now. So
Okay. We'll go with that was the problem here. Ooh, this is really weird. I don't know if you guys are singing this, but the center dot definitely doesn't map with the cursor, so that's gonna be interesting. Do we want to click on billiards?
yeah, let's do that. What is this? Well, it's billiards, but
Oh, weird.
oh, what?
Brad took a sip from his beer. It was non-alcoholic, but there was something about the taste that put him in the perfect state of ease and alertness. Maybe it was the placebo effect. Maybe it was the fact that. So we can unlock. I guess, do we unlock things based on the different number of these things that we've got?
Whoa.
We can't
Yeah.
unlock this, whatever it
I
is.
see.
I guess we need
So-
3. Well, no, we need 1. No, we have this many. I don't know what we need. Wait, do you want me to click on one of these?
Can you click on unlock or no?
Oh,
or
I
no?
spent. Okay, we're spending them. We're spending them, and they're spent.
Okay. Oh, well, I guess we're doing billiards. So we use the words, it looks like, to like spend on, like on these interactions.
I guess. Does that mean they're non-linear? I don't know. We're gonna read it.
Yeah, I guess so. This will. What is?
Brad took a sip from his beer.
It was non-alcoholic, but there was something about the taste that put him in the perfect state of ease and alertness. Maybe it was the placebo effect, maybe it was the fact that his non-alcoholic beer was still 0.5% ABV, and he was on his 5th bottle, and maybe it was the dry aftertaste that kept him frosty. Brad chased the thoughts from his head as he leaned over the table and lined up his next shot. He eyed the problematic 9-ball in the upper right corner. He had a low percentage shot on it. If he elected to bet, is the audio loud for you?
It's a little loud.
It's really loud in this one sequence, and I'm not entirely sure why. Okay.
I guess it's just the sequence. I don't know.
Yep.
Yeah.
Okay. He had a low percentage shot on it if he elected to bank it in, but he had 2 other stripes in the lower left to set up. If he had an audience, he'd go for the bank shot for sure. While Brad was a competitive player, a big part of what he liked about competition was the chance to shine. But today, there was no one to impress, no audience for his flashy low percentage shots. He took the shot on the 11 and 12, and 3 shots later, the 9 was sunk, with an easy shot on the 8-ball to seal the deal.
That's great.
Brad scanned the table. 4 solids remained, a dismal performance on his part. Or a stellar performance on the part of the Stripes player, depending on how you looked at it. That was the problem with playing against yourself. You always won, but you always lost, too. Every crowning victory was also a crushing defeat, and every defensive shot was an attempt to screw yourself. Brad chugged the remainder of his beer and added the glass bottle to his collection of empties, which now stood 5 bottles strong. He took a moment to survey the room. It was empty. His table was the only one of 4 that was in use. That didn't come as any surprise to Brad. It was early in the evening, and he had grown accustomed to spending time alone in this room, knowing instinctively when he could come here to be alone and what hours the other sharks showed up. Brad grabbed the triangle. It was looped around the collection of beer bottles, and started putting the balls in order for another round. Someone came up the stairs, and Brad looked up briefly, long enough to see a woman who he recognized as one who had served him the beers and had kept him company for the past hour or 2. Each time he'd gone downstairs to order another beer, she had a serious, almost stern expression, but over the past several visits to the bar, he'd come to like her presence. He was used to servers who attempted to flatter him, and yet this woman didn't so much as smile at him. But there was something in the way she declined to comment on his choice of non-alcoholic beer that made her seem like one of the least judgmental servers he'd ever met, and somehow that made him feel more welcome than the warmest smile a server could offer. Several steps behind the woman, he saw an older-looking man. The old man stopped in front of one of the tables, the one opposite Brad's, and began chalking up his cue. The barista...
If you need a break, by the way, let me know. I could jump in, but I keep expecting that there's going to be a scene, an interaction.
I don't think so. I think this might be extra.
Oh, I see. So you spend your points for a little extra side story.
Yeah, to get to know more about the world. I guess because we learned about death, we learned about the city, and we learned about guests. We get to unlock a story about a guest who probably died. Maybe, we don't know.
Oh, that kind of makes sense. So maybe we could spend some other points to learn more about Che or something, or to learn more about Ashley.
Yep, I think that sounds about right. The barista set the wooden box of balls on the table in front of him, and she began placing the triangle on the table before the old man waved her away. Brad directed his attention to the old man. Brad usually offered people a game when they came up, but the old man seemed like he was prepared to keep it to himself, so Brad said nothing and tried to focus on his own table. He set up to break, and the old man coughed right in the middle of Brad's stroke. He hit the cue ball just a fraction of a degree off center, and it bounced off the rack into one of the side pockets as the rest of the balls jostled around the table. Stink. Brad didn't swear when playing pool. The habit had been ground out of him early when he had started playing competitively in youth league. This is such a specific. I'm really intrigued by this. Yeah.
Yeah, this is so God. Yeah.
His earliest experiences with competitive billiards had been in an environment that forbade obscenities and infused foul penalties every time he let out an involuntary shit or fuck. So he had to find cleaner substitute.
Stink.
Stink. The swears he'd grown up with were still part of his everyday vocabulary, but leaning over the pool table was enough to put him in a competition mindset. Brad turned around and looked at the man, wondering if he had heard Brad. If the man had heard, he certainly didn't show it. The geezer was lined up and making several practice strokes, getting ready to break his own table. Brad turned back to his own table and tried to divorce his attention from the old man. Still, it was impossible to avoid hearing the clacking of balls at the other table, and he found himself subconsciously counting the knocks every time he heard the cue ball strike. Break, came the sound of the old man's table. 2, 3, 4. Brad put down his break cue and picked up the leather-tipped cue that was leaning against the table. 5, 6. Brad chalked the cue, trying to avoid the tilt from his bad break. 7, 8. Brad
What? No, he's getting all these in? He sank 8 balls already?
I guess so. Well, yeah, during the time that Brad's been, like, just kind of milling around trying to figure out what he's gonna do.
Or did he sink 8 balls on his break?
Oh no, I thought he's been, I don't know.
Yeah, I don't know. I guess, yeah. Keep going.
Brad lined up a shot and realized that the old man was clearing his table, fishing the balls out of the pockets and collecting them in a triangle. Brad did a mental double take. Had the old man sunk the 8 ball after 8 strokes, including a break? Yeah, I was about to say, he just hit one in every, yeah.
Just going boom, boom, boom,
yeah. Brad continued playing his own table, but kept an eye on the old man this time, as best he could without looking like he was staring. It happened again. Break. 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. A perfect clean sweep. As the old man began clearing the table, Brad walked over and piped up. "Excuse me," he said, "but I can't help but notice that you hit 2 perfect games." What's that? I'm assuming that this is Che.
I think this is Che, yeah.
What's that? The old man turned to Brad, squinting at him. Brad repeated himself a bit louder this time. I was just complimenting you on 2 perfect games. Impressive stuff." The old man heaved his shoulders in a gesture that looked more like a sigh than a struggle. "Sometimes you get a bit of luck on your side," said the man. Brad found himself annoyed at the old man's inability to accept the compliment. That kind of humility had always struck him as somehow dishonest. "Still," said Brad, "you won't see a novice hit 2 consecutive perfect games. You need some amount of skill to pot every ball like that." The old man offered another ineffectual shrug. "Do you, want to play a game?" Brad gestured to his own table, which was already set up. "Most of the people who come around here tend to be novices. I've been kind of itching for a bit of a competition." Brad paused and the old man said nothing. "Of course, if you prefer to play on your own table, I don't mean to intrude." "We can play," said the old man. Though if I can shoot a perfect a third time, you won't get. Wait, though if I can shoot perfect a third time, you won't get. He won't get to play.
Go,
yeah, gotcha. I got it. I got it. I'm here. I'm in. This is longer than I thought it would be.
This is very long. I didn't expect this, but I guess we did sink a bunch of points into this, so
yeah.
I guess it's gotta be worth it.
Makes sense. I'm here for it. I was not expecting it.
Yeah. I'll take the next one, by the way.
Sounds good.
Yeah.
"If you can pull that off, I'd be impressed," said Brad. The old man racked the balls and after a bit of jostling, stepped away from the table to let Brad break. Brad leaned over the table and took several practice strokes before finally connecting with the cue ball. The break was weaker than he had expected, but he managed to sink 1 ball, which was enough to start his spree. Still, the break was barely legal. Brad looked at the table with a bit of annoyance and realized he hadn't bothered to check to see that the rack was frozen before he broke. It was probably the old man's failing eyesight, racking the balls by feel rather than sight, sometimes made it possible to miss small gaps between the balls. Brad lined up his next shot, which was a straight into middle pocket. He briefly visualized the trajectory of the cue ball in his mind. I'm sorry. This is long. I apologize. I gotta get back in. I gotta sink back in. Okay. All right. We got this. Oh. Jeez. All right. He briefly visualized the trajectory of the cue ball in his mind. It would knock the 6th ball in easily and then bounce towards the front of the table. Brad wasn't confident of where exactly the ball would stop, but he was confident that regardless of its position, he'd be able to do something with it.
He took the shot, and the 6-ball went in. Solids. After the cue ball settled, found himself with no good options. Brad smiled. Most other players in this situation might be cringing, but Brad saw this as a challenge. Making something out of nothing was his specialty, and after several moments of eyeing different angles, he settled on a shot towards one of the bottom pockets. One of the striped balls was in the way, so Brad hit the cue ball several degrees to the side, giving it just enough spin to curve its trajectory around the striped ball. It hit the solid 3-ball at just the right angle, and the shot was made. Brad looked at the old man, hoping for some kind of reaction. The old man's mouth remained a flat line, but Brad could see his eyebrows arch. Even if the reaction was subtle, Brad could tell he had made an impression.
This has become a sports anime very suddenly at this pool table.
That is the most accurate description you could have possibly given it. Yes!
Because this is just a short story sports anime moment, like vignette.
Oh my god. It's like that one season of Haikyuu that's just a single game. Okay. All right.
Oh, someone in chat said that I think this is the longest of the short stories. Oh, Huanta said that.
Okay.
So we just lucked out by picking the longest.
That's fine. I don't mind it. I just I think I set my expectations in the wrong place, and I just need to get the energy back up. And also it is a sports anime, but okay. Which I really love. Those are my favorite anime, but okay. If anything, the lack of obvious expression was on the if anything, the lack of obvious expression on the old man's face struck him as a deliberate attempt to not show a reaction, which made the fact that he had managed to get a slight rise out of the old man feel like even more of a sweeter victory. Brad made his next shot quickly. He had an easy straight-in shot on the 2-ball, and he made it without thinking much about where the cue ball would land, convincing himself that that was a problem that future Brad would have to deal with.
Whoever wrote this story was like, please let me write a billiard story.
This is all I've ever wanted to write. I care about this so much.
I love billiards so much. Let me write a story.
And you know what? I respect the hell out of it. Like it's good. You can, the fact that they're making it where you can follow a billiards game through text is pretty good. Like that's pretty well done. Okay. Okay. The 2-ball entered its pocket without putting up much of a fight, and several seconds later, present Brad found himself scolding past Brad for putting him in such a foul position. He was corner hooked with the cue ball trapped in the nook next to the corner pocket, with only angles available to Brad. The only angles available to Brad existed in a 60-degree arc, a drastically tighter window than his usual 360-degree array of options. Still, after surveying his limited options, he breathed a sigh of relief as a relatively straightforward bank shot presented itself. It was an awkward angle, but Brad was sure he could coax the 3-ball into the opposite corner pocket. He took the shot and watched as a 3-ball complied, helpfully rolling into the pocket he had designated. Unfortunately, the cue ball went in with it, ending Brad's— I know, it's over, Brad! You lost! Ending Brad's turn and placing the ball in the old man's possession. Stink.
This is absolutely wild. What is happening?
The old man fished the cue ball out of its pocket, and Brad could swear he saw the man wink at him before placing the cue ball down, lining up a simple shot on the side pocket. He took the shot, and the 9 went in, then the 11, and the 12. As Brad observed each shot, he found himself taking it for granted that the striped ball would enter its designated pocket, and instead focused on the cue ball. Somehow, the cue ball always wound up in the position that presented the oldster with the ideal chip shot. Ball after ball fell off the bed until finally only the black 8-ball and Brad's solid colored balls remained.
Damn.
Fortunately for Brad, the 8—
sharked.
Yeah, come on. Oh, okay.
Now all of a sudden
I'm
you're
torn
recording
here.
an audiobook.
I know, I'm torn here because half of me is like, so long as I stay in it, this goes by a lot faster. On the other half of me is like, my shoulders are locking up and I'm like, anyway.
You're feeling how Brad feels right now.
Yeah, okay. Fortunately for Brad, the 8-ball was 8 ball and the cue ball were on opposite sides of the table with several of Brad's stripe balls in between. The cue ball had always seemed to wind up in a position where it offered a shot to one of the geezer's balls, and Brad had found himself wondering whether it was careful planning on the old man's part or just a streak of good luck. The fact that the man seemed to be without an easy option made it seem like perhaps he wasn't the amazing planner that Brad had originally made him out to be. And at last the old man's luck had run out at the moment he needed it most. The old man wore a contemplative expression as he walked around the table inspecting the different angles. He lined up... Huh?
I know it's like a million years ago, but I'm really glad that Catty Cake recognized that I was on the left.
I've been trying so hard not to stumble on it every single time because they are talking a whole lot about balls belonging to these two men and how they feel about them. I agree.
Silently laughing. Holy shit! I'm sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt your flow.
It's okay. I'm gonna get through it. He lined up several different shots, but didn't commit to any of them. As the old man searched for a good shot, Brad mentally calculated what he would do if he were the one trapped in the situation. If he ricocheted the cue ball off 2 of the solids, he could hit the 8 ball at the right angle. Or if he put enough spin on the cue ball to curve it around the stripes, he could... Wait, I thought he was no, he has stripes. Whatever, it doesn't matter. I don't fucking care. I thought he was solids, and therefore only solids should be left on the board. So this is an egregious error, and I can't believe they messed that up. Or I forgot, and I don't really care.
I don't really remember. Or the person wrote a story that was so fucking long. Whoever was doing the
I'm pretty sure the old man's balls were striped, which is a phrase that I just got to say out loud, so that's good.
Brad's solid balls are still left on the table.
Okay. All right, back in it. We got to get through this, Allison. We can't be stuck on billiards all night. Okay. Oh geez, this whole line is just a typo. He could probably get the 8 ball in without having to bank it. Still, those were options that required a lot of dexterity and control. Dexterity and control that the old man probably lacked. It wasn't an issue of the man's age. Even a young pool player with steady hands would have trouble making one of those shots. The old man eventually gave up and settled for making a defensive shot that put the cue ball behind the 8 ball. Ooh. Now the tables had turned. Brad was the one cut off from the balls by a problematic 8 ball. Brad smiled. He lived for shots like this. He lined up a shot and visualized the trajectory of the ball head, but there was really no way for him to perfectly predict how those things would go. He just knew, as if by instinct, that if he hit the 8 ball at this angle, good things would happen. Brad took the shot. The cue ball hit the 8 ball, and the 8 ball hit the 1 ball, and the 1 ball hit the 7 ball, bouncing it against the front of the table and back into one of the side pockets. Brad smiled.
Wait, is that allowed? Are you allowed to hit?
No, that's a scratch. They must be playing by different rules, because that's definitely a scratch.
I was gonna say, like, what? Okay.
Yeah, I've been thinking that the whole time, to be honest. Even in that last one, if the old man had hit the ball over by the 8 ball without touching the 8 ball, then he would have lost the game under certain rule sets. So, yeah, I don't know. Okay.
I'm glad we're on the same page here.
No, I agree. Things couldn't have gone better even if he'd planned them, though in a way he had been sure his subconscious mind had been expecting things to work out like this. Instinct and muscle memory doing what his calculating mind couldn't. There's a lot of typos in this. It's okay. Now that the table is conveniently free of striped balls, Brad had no trouble sinking the remaining consecutive shots he needed to close out the game. As Brad lined up the final shot on the 8 ball, Brad studied the old man looking for some kind of reaction. If the old man was responding, he couldn't tell. Brad closed his eyes as he completed the final stroke, as he always did. Brad wasn't really religious. He had stopped going to church with his mom when he was 12 years old, but somehow it felt right to complete the game with his eyes closed, as if he were lifting up some prayer and leaving the result of the game to God. Damn, said the old man. He said a curse as the 8 ball fell into the pockets. Brad flinched for a moment. Nothing about the man's behavior up to this point had indicated he was impressed by Brad's abilities, but for some reason, he had been expecting a bit of praise from the man for winning the game. Perhaps a damn was all he was prepared to offer. "Excuse me," said Brad. "I don't think we bothered to exchange names." I'm Brad.
Jeez.
Thomas. No, not Che.
Not Che.
The old man, I mean, Che doesn't look visually all that old, so...
That's true. Yeah.
Okay. The old man extended a hand. I've got to say, said Brad, you're quite a player. I take it you're not from around here? No, said the old man. I grew up in Brisbane, retired in Sydney. I'm just passing through. The young man nodded. I figured. I actually grew up in this neighborhood. I played on tables just like these way back when I was a kid, so I know most of the people who are in the local competitive circuit. I guess someone like you would have to play competitively, huh? You don't pick up skills like that in a tiny pond. You'd be surprised, said Thomas.
Yeah, you totally could.
Yeah, a man can accomplish quite a bit when given enough idle time. So an immortal. So, yeah, okay.
It's an immortal. Okay.
Yeah. But you have played competitively, I assume, said Brad. I used to, yes, said Thomas. I actually formally retired many years ago, but I kept a table at home for practice to keep my mind sharp. Where did you compete? This is still going, said Brad.
Yeah, jeez.
I toured in England, said Thomas. Wait, said Brad, you're a pro? A pro is someone who makes a salary, said Thomas. In the end, I won enough to cover my travel expenses and enough to make up for this time I spent not working a real job.
Gina, I'm gonna have to voice every character once the story's over because I think you're just retired for the
I
rest
should
of
have
the
gotten.
night.
I was gonna make tea during our break, and then I didn't, and I should have.
That, yeah.
Oh,
Shit.
all right.
I mean, yep.
All
Like I
right.
said, all I can say is I'll take the next one.
That's fine. I believe in it. It's okay. I just gotta make it through.
I believe in you.
Brad was visibly excited. You said England. Did you ever play for the WBC? Yep, said the old man. I played for the WBC for a few years. Eventually, I decided the title was the summit and I'd never reach, so I quit. Wait, said Brad. Are you Thomas Walsh? Indeed I am, said Thomas. You're a legend, said Brad. I think you might...
What is happening?
I think you might be overstating, said Thomas. Even when I was in my prime, I wasn't the best. Results speak for themselves. Nah, fuck that, said Brad. You were a finalist for 6 years running. Nobody's ever been that consistent. Even the best pros who managed to run hot burn out after more than 2 or 3 years. I mean, okay, I'll get back into it. I'm sorry. I mean, it's really common to see guys who spike events and then fail to even qualify the next year. Brad paused, wavering a bit before throwing in a bit of a humble self-aggrandizement. I mean, that's been a big problem for me. Thomas sipped his beer. Whether he was deliberately choosing to ignore Brad's comment or simply hadn't taken notice wasn't clear. I've spent hundreds of hours watching your videos, said Brad. I didn't realize there were videos of me, said Thomas. I've had the finals tapes from 1967 to 1968, said Brad. They didn't record them before that, but your last 2 years got recorded for posterity. There's kind of a rarity at this point, though. I had a coach who had a vault of old footage that...
You can't fail from this game.
That's how I got my hands on your videos. Coach, Thomas arched his eyebrows. Yeah, said Brad. Did you ever have a coach? Thomas shook his head. We mostly just taught ourselves and taught each other. Sometimes you gotta practice with people better than you. But they really aren't coaches that teach how to play. Well, I've mostly taught myself, said Brad, but after I started winning some regionals, I joined a team so that I could get to be sponsored and have a group to train with. Interesting, said Thomas.
So, okay.
I can't.
We're distilling this moment down to we've got 2 dead people here.
Oh
I'm
my
assuming
God.
They're both 2 dead people.
I don't
One-
care.
One is Thomas Walsh, who I'm guessing is an actual famous billiards player who's dead now. I could Google it, but I'm not right now. And then we've got good old Brad here, who was just like a not casual, but you know.
Yeah,
like,
and he never
person.
lived his dream because he was inconsistent in the pro circuit.
Yeah.
Brad waited for Thomas to question further, but no questions came. Brad decided to continue without an invitation. I won the WBC in 2012. No luck since then, I take it, said Thomas. Brad stammered for a moment, unsure of how to respond. Well, yeah. Like I said, I've had some events where I managed to run hot, but I've never been a consistent player, not like you anyway. Brad offered a sheepish grin. My mom has an album full of clippings of these articles talking about me like I was some kind of prodigy, the next big thing. Now it feels like I'll forever be a footnote in history. Brad waited for the words of affirmation to come from his hero, but Thomas just took another drink from his glass, finishing it off before setting it down on the table next to Brad's empty bottles. Said Brad, can I get a drink in exchange for another game? It would be a real pleasure. Sure, said Thomas. Give me a Guinness. Actually, make it 2. If they're about to play another game, I'm gonna be really upset. Brad rushed downstairs and returned several minutes later with a tray bearing 2 pints of Guinness and 2 more Inays for himself. Thomas began setting up the table for the next game, and Brad hovered over him. You know, said Brad, this place is pretty magical. I mean, getting to play a game of pool, I never imagined this would happen, but in a place like this. He wasn't quite sure how to say it, but figured Thomas knew what he was gesturing at. Several moments later, Brad finished the thought just to kill the silence. I mean, this is the sort of place where anything can happen, you know what I mean? With what I'm saying?
It's romance now.
Not anything, said Thomas. There are limits. Well, yeah,
okay.
said Brad, but still 2 former champs, one coming back from beyond the grave, so to speak. That's not a kind of encounter you'd expect to have anywhere else. Thomas arched his eyebrows, magical indeed. When I walked up here, I didn't realize from looking at you that you were well. He rubbed his chin. I'm so sorry. I realize all of my energy is gone, but it's really.
Do you want me to read?
Let's just say no, because you're gonna have to do the next one. That's all. Let's just say I didn't meet a lot of pool pros at bars. One hell of a coincidence that I would be, it would be this night that I'm here. He took a sip of beer. You want a break? Break? Said Brad. Thomas gestured to the configuration of balls on the table. Oh, right, said Brad. Sure. He took a moment to inspect the pyramid. The rack was nice and tight. Had it been like that in the first game, Brad wondered if perhaps his senses were failing him. Brad broke, and his hands, guided by instinct, managed to sink 5 balls consecutively. Like magic, his shots always managed to connect, even the tricky ones that involved curves and bounces. Brad found himself smiling. Some people might buckle under pressure, but Brad's performance always seemed to rise to the occasion, and now that he was presented with the opportunity to impress his mentor, every shot seemed to go in. With just 2 striped balls left, Brad knew he was on a streak, but as he lined up the shot on one of the striped balls, he took a moment to consider the position of the 8 ball. It was nestled in an awkward position behind Thomas's balls, but I'm trying so hard.
Oh God,
but if
we're
he
all
could,
12 years old here.
I know.
I agree.
But if he, Jesus, but if he could clear a path to the 8 ball while sinking the last stripe, it was definitely doable. They did play another game though, is where I'm at right now. Brad looked at the sea of balls and knew there was no way for him to mentally calculate exactly how they'd knock around once the cue ball hit them. But instinct had gotten him this far, and he was about to stop listening. He wasn't about to start listening to it now. Whatever the result was, he'd figure it out. Brad took the shot, and as predicted, the cue ball knocked the last striped ball into the corner pocket. The cue ball bounced off the table back towards Thomas's cluster of balls and hit one, which hit another, and another, which hit the 8 ball.
I'm just gonna take a drink every time the word balls comes
Please
up.
do, and then when it comes time for you to read, I expect it to be a disaster.
It's over? When the story's over, I'm gonna be literally passed out.
Whew. Brad found himself grinning in elation. He'd hit the 8 ball, and it had headed right towards the corner just as he predicted. It was headed right towards the corner where there were no balls to intercept it. It was headed right towards the corner into the pocket. The 8 ball slowed down, but Brad felt the sinking feeling as he knew that the friction of the table wouldn't be enough to stop it from going in. As the 8 ball rolled towards the pocket, Brad felt an overwhelming sense of dread. He was fully aware of the impending disaster, yet powerless to stop it. The game had been going so well up to that moment. He had been about to hit a perfect game in front of his childhood hero, and now he was about to lose it in the most inglorious way imaginable. Brad closed his eyes and looked away from the table. He didn't see it. The sound of the ball plunking into the pocket was enough to tell him that he'd just lost the game. Thomas began pulling the balls from the pockets, and Brad turned back to the table and rack the balls. What?
Oh, shit!
Yeah. Moving balls around the table seemed a good way to distract himself from the embarrassing loss. Brad lifted the triangle from the table and presented the pyramid to Thomas. Is that the end? Is that the end? That's it? That's how it ended?
What?
He lost the game and that's the end?
Out of here.
Get
out of my life.
Oh my god!
Seriously?
Huh.
What?
Huh. I need to walk around. I need a drink now. I have not had one tonight. And
What the fuck?
Jesus.
What? Why did it do that? Why did it? I was expecting them to like snap cut to them just like panting in a room together, and it was like this was just a symbolism for their relationship, and like what the
I don't know. Oh my fucking god. All right. Well,
wow, that's some major blue balls there.
it does, as you pointed out in chat, it does say billiards 1, and that's really concerning to me. I'm really hoping that's 1 and then this or something else is going to be 2. I don't know. I don't know.
Maybe.
I don't know what these are.
Maybe we unlock more and we come back to it or something.
No.
You just
Get
keep on
out
going
of
again.
here, billiards. I didn't mean to click on you through the wall. Okay.
Thank you, Gina, for getting through that. That was amazing.
All right, so we need, for this, we're gonna need at least one Maddie one to unlock it.
Oh yeah, we haven't gotten any
Oh,
Maddie
right.
yet. Okay.
Okay, I get how this works. Okay, that's cool.
You do? I don't.
This needs
Well,
one,
kinda get it.
yeah, okay.
Oh, I see. We need one Australia, one thing.
Yeah. So I
See?
think that means we're gonna want to go to the.
Wow. I feel like I've ascended. I've just like.
Yeah.
I've left my body a little bit. That was like.
My crops are in drought, and my children are starving. Oh my god.
Really
Well, that's the worst. That was the worst.
I mean, it started off strong.
It started off strong.
Like, it could have ended with him being like, my mentor. And then we met with his mentor. And then they rack up and they start a new game. And then you don't see what happens. And then it's like, I don't know.
I mean, I care less about the game itself and more just, I thought that it was going to tie back into an exploration of how, like, life and death works. And it didn't really do that. But we do appear to have a second chapter, so that's good.
Yes. Okay. So, oh my god. Excuse me. Can we do anything else? Oh, I guess we're doing this.
Wait a sec. I want to see if
Oh.
I know it auto-saves, but I just... Okay. Nope. That's fine.
You're overdue this week, said Ned. He slapped the list of rules that Maddie kept posted by the door. This 24-hour rule? Are you sure you've been enforcing it? I think we know how to run things around here. I think, what?
I think how we run things around here is none of your business.
Thank you. Blah. This is going great. Okay. Actually, it absolutely is my business, said Ned. In fact, keeping the rules is basically my only business.
Sorry, I tried to...
That's kind of what the word enforcer means. I'm supposed to scold you for breaking the rules. So audit me. Fine, said Ned. Let me check your ledger. We don't keep a ledger, said Maddie. For a second, it looked like my brain said manly. I'm like, that's not right. Maybe you should, said Ned. Lots of places do.
Hi, Corey.
It's a great system. You have someone stand at the door and have them mark down whenever someone enters or comes or leaves.
Is it getting chunky on your end? Is it hard to read? Is that what's going on?
It's a little hard to read, yeah.
Okay.
Then you forcibly evict people who are overstaying their welcome.
Okay.
I'm amazed that you don't have a system like that in place. Some people overstay their welcome, other people understay it. Oh, sorry, that's Che.
Some people overstay their welcome and other people understay it.
Said Che.
There's no need to strictly keep track of how long people stay, right? Just maintain the balance.
Yeah, I figured that's what you were gonna do. Cause
Yeah. You're right, said Ned. All that matters is maintaining the balance. So maintain the balance, because when you don't, we have a problem. We're a bit short-staffed to have someone acting as a full-time doorman, said Maddie. Figure it out, said Ned. He tapped the what does that say?
board.
Oh, he tapped the board listing the rules. Change 24 hours to 23 hours. When you say 24 hours, people think you just can colloquially mean one day. They don't need to pay attention to the specific time. When you say 23 hours, people actually have to keep track of what time it is. That would be fine. Oh, that would be fine, said Jay, except for the part where you'd be cutting time off people's stay. Cutting time off people. Does it say? Yeah. Trust me, said Ned.
I can try to increase the quality of the stream to you. I just, if it starts making the game run chunkily, I may need to swap it back, but...
Okay.
Yeah,
Do
give
you
me a sec.
Yeah.
Yep, give me a sec. Here you go.
Let's see. Oh, I can read.
Okay, there you go. Sorry about that.
Since we're in text, it shouldn't be too, like chunky.
Yeah, probably not.
Hopefully.
Okay. Trust me, said Ned. Anyone who'd want to go right up to the limit is probably going to go over it. 23 hours is going to mean 23 hours plus an extra 5 minutes, 10 minutes, half hour plus however long it takes to finish their drink. And if they leave in less than 24 hours, who gives a shit? I give a shit, said Che. You're right, you should give a shit, said Ned. In fact, you should celebrate whenever you manage to scooch someone out of here in under 24 hours, because the balance is upset and you've got to correct it. You can either correct the balance 1 hour at a time, or the council can come in here and repossess some souls. Or we can find someone who knows how to manage this property responsibly. He turned to Che. Come on, Bunny. I don't want to have to take this place away from you. That would be quite the escalation, said Maddie. Well, you're already the first level of escalation, which is a stern talking to, said Ned. Let's try not to escalate it any further. Che sighed.
This is weird. I thought this was going to be like another chapter. But
yeah, like of them talking to each other and shit?
Yeah.
Yeah, like with, I don't know. Yeah. Well, Maddie cut him off. We'll change the rule to 23 hours. Okay? Buzz off. Wow, really? Said Ned. Well, okay then. And while you're rewriting the signs, you should take the green tea frappuccino off the menu. Fraps should be for coffee, not tea. Done? Said Maddie. Wait, really? Said Ned. Damn, I didn't realize you were so open to feedback. Also, that caramel... We'll take it under advisement, said Maddie, placing a hand on Ned's chest and physically pushing him toward the door. Hold up, said Ned. What are you doing? Removing an unwanted guest, said Maddie. I need to practice if we're going to start enforcing those rules you care so much about. No, said Ned as he continued backpedaling to stay upright. Look, you could just... Bye, said Maddie as Ned crossed the threshold out of the cafe and Maddie shut the door in his face. She turned around, leaning her back against the door and sighed.
See, my theory here is that they didn't want to animate Ned anymore. And so they're like, we're gonna be so disrespectful to him that we're gonna make him leave the story out of a scene. In an interstitial, yeah.
Yeah. Che raised an eyebrow. You're serious about the rule change? Yeah, said Maddie. I'll change the sign in the menu after we close tonight. Wait, really? The rule change is just to keep him off our back, said Maddie. And the menu thing? I've been meaning to take it off anyway, said Maddie. It's kind of the worst menu item that attracts the worst sort of people. It's kind of the item that attracts the worst sort of people. Well, okay, said Che. Though I do think we should change the rule back to 24 hours after things have had enough time to balance out. Of course, said Maddie. Wouldn't want to upset the balance too far in the opposite direction. What would we do with all that extra time anyway?
Okay.
Okay.
Huh.
That was interesting. Oh, it looks like that's the next scene down there. Okay.
Okay.
Like the next like animated scene.
Okay. And then
Oh,
here's
this
like
is-
more stuff.
Yeah, so this is the way this is set up is really fascinating. So it's like you get these little vignettes by like exploring the space of the coffee shop.
Yeah.
And that's how you like build out the world, or you like build out the story.
It's
You can almost
really
get this
interesting.
one.
I guess these are all just side stories, except that one I think was mandatory because it didn't lead us to the next major chapter until.
Oh, is that the case? Oh, yeah,
Yeah.
I think you're right. Yeah, because you clicked on the sign, right?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm just checking out all the
Interesting.
props. I love prop design.
I was gonna say those little succulents are really cute. Also, this bar, like this I guess coffee shop itself is really cool. It reminds me of, this is like a super throwback, and literally nobody's going to get this except for you, Gina.
Okay.
But in college you did that, like, I don't know if it was your thesis piece.
Oh yeah, on
for
Window
senior
Box.
Yeah, but this kind of reminds me of Window Box a little bit.
It definitely
Like-
has similar color palette to the Window Box backgrounds.
Yeah.
That's actually all. Thank
And
you.
like the lights are kind of similar to it, and like, I don't know, the vibe is kind of similar. So I just, it reminded me of that a little
It
bit.
kind of, to be honest, it kind of reminds me of it too a little bit, which I think is why I'm fond. I also just love, this looks like a coffee shop that would like, it would smell good. You know what I mean? It just like,
Yeah.
I really like the set dressing
And it's
in
so
this place.
big. Like they've got books and like it's multiple levels. This is making me really miss like just nice, like chill coffee shops. Like holy shit. Yeah.
Mhm.
I'm missing them immensely. So I don't think we have enough like word points to do anything else. So maybe we would want to move on to the next.
I think that's accurate. I was
Scene.
poking my nose around to see if there were any that we could unlock, but it looks like probably not.
Yeah.
Yeah.
God damn, that toast and avocado. Victor said earlier on the chat, he's like, we don't have avocado. I'm like, I
Oh
know.
no.
We
Oh
don't
no.
have any avocados right now. Like, sad.
I think I was
Oh.
missing, Victor, I think I was missing a scroll for the alchemy one, but I could have been wrong.
We have not encountered the scroll words yet.
Yeah.
We haven't gotten like a single one of those. Me
Sorry,
too.
Victor, for outing you in chat.
Oh shit. Oops. Sorry.
Day 2, 12 p.m., the terminal. I've got really bad news, buddy. You just spent a lot of your one day passed out. Which maybe is for the best, I don't know, but... Rise and shine. Don't wanna. You shouldn't waste your last hours on Earth sleeping. Sleeping! Whoever said I'll have plenty of time to sleep when I'm dead probably had a different idea of how things would play out after death.
Oh, to answer some of chat's questions, Victor is friend and my husband.
Oh yeah.
Who is here. And I don't know if we're going to finish this entire game this stream. We're probably going to...
I'm gonna
we're
say
probably gonna-
almost definitely not.
yeah, we're probably going to cut it off, like, I don't know. I'm going to guess in, like, maybe 10 or 15 minutes or so. Not to put a time limit on things, just, like, wherever it feels like a good place to stop.
Yeah.
And we'll probably do a second stream where we finish up the game.
Yes, I think that's accurate. And like full transparency, I think we were originally going to target stopping at 10, but then the billiards thing went on for... Was that actually 35 minutes? I think it was actually 35
It was
minutes of my
really
life I
long.
spent reading the billiards
Yes.
thing. So I think let's get a little farther than that, than we originally were targeting.
Okay.
Yeah. Man, I was hoping that was... that I was having a really weird long dream. Yeah, sorry, no such luck. Luck! Some more pedantic magical practitioners are quite bothered by flippant and colloquial use of the word luck. Che isn't one of them. I'm still having trouble getting my head around it. I totally understand.
Want a coffee?
Close.
Yeah. Just something simple. Hipster coffee coming right up. What's going on downstairs? I didn't even know you had a downstairs. There's more to this place than meets the eye. Maddie's down there desperately trying to fix our debt situation. It sounds like she's hosting a cage match or something. Yeah, not exactly. But she's mentioned wanting to do that. There are some wrestlers called the Red Comet that she wouldn't stop talking about for a while. Huh. And then because of that, Ashley got obsessed with wrestling for a bit, and she kept trying to suplex me. Suplex! Ashley's small, so she has to opt for wrestling moves that control the opponent's weight instead of trying to lift them.
Someone in chat, Master Chief, was asking if, like, how similar this is to Valhalla.
Not
super. I mean, I feel like
I'd argue it's not at all, honestly. I know they're compared just because they both take place in a setting where somebody makes drinks and somebody doesn't, but like...
I wanted to ask your opinion on it, Gina, like how you were feeling about this versus Valhalla. Because I feel like the baseline of it is kind of similar, but then it mechanically goes in different directions. And I feel like this is much more of a visual novel than anything else.
Yeah, I mean, in Valhalla you make drinks.
Right, exactly.
They just don't feel all that similar to me. Like, one is fantasy and one is sci-fi on a basic level, but like the relationship that Jill has with all of her customers is very, very different than the way that this is approaching like character relationships. They're more like an interesting cast that happens to roll through, and I imagine on a grand scale that's kind of how this cafe works. But I think it's pretty obvious that from this story we're spending a lot of time with this specific character as opposed to having a rolling cast come through.
Yeah.
It also just tonally is different. Valhalla's very crass. In a way that it kind of delights in. That's kind of a part of it, whereas this seems pretty soft.
This kind of wears its heart on its sleeve.
Yeah.
Like, surprisingly so.
Yeah.
Yeah. I can see how, like, initially, like, maybe, like, people might generally, like, lump them into a similar category, but I think I agree with you. I think they're pretty different.
Yeah, I think honestly the thing that unites them is just that Jill and Maddie are both kind of like put upon people in a customer service role.
Yeah.
Like, you know what I mean?
That's accurate.
That to me is the one uniting factor. But yeah.
Cool. Just wanted to like reflect on that for a second.
Yeah.
Since it was brought up in chat, so.
Did she manage to? She's tiny. A couple of times. It was very humiliating. I can imagine. But to properly answer your question, Maddie's running a gambling ring. Gambling? When you find yourself standing on the brink of death, a wager could be a chance at salvation, or the last chance to feel danger. Both of those appeal to different types of patrons. Downstairs? All by yourself? It's a fairly unconventional one. And by unconventional, you mean mortals
Lives.
Generally aren't involved.
Oh.
The stakes are higher than usual. Oh.
I like Keyshawn.
Mm-hmm.
Like, I think he might be my favorite so far.
I really like Keyshawn, like, a lot.
I just want to give him a hug. He's had a really rough 18 hours or however long it's been now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, Anyway.
But, I mean, he's had this time to bond with all these people.
True.
Like, they seem to be especially if there are other patrons who are here that are dead, they seem to be spending a lot more time with Keyshawn than they are with, like...
That's true. Yeah.
Coffee's ready. Come over and get it. I'm gonna be real. For me, this game has a strangely Life is Strange vibe. It feels very Don't Nod in an odd way. I think it's better written than some of those games, but like it's got that. I think it might just be the music. That feels just very. I don't know.
Yeah, I think I see what you mean. Yeah.
They gamble for time, among other things. You don't sound like you're a huge fan of the idea. I'm not. It's undignified. I mean, as long as Maddie's not in danger, shouldn't it be fine? The council doesn't like it. They turn a blind eye because we don't cause trouble otherwise. But I'd rather not have to worry about bad things coming our way. Because Maddie refuses to approach the problem from a different angle. And by the problem, you mean debt, right? I was pretty drunk, but I think I remember Maddie storming off after Ned turned up.
Okay, so this is post that scene with Ned being here. I guess that makes sense. Yeah. Given that
it
Keyshawn's
seems like it's
still
the
here.
next morning. It's like a whole day. Yeah, exactly.
That makes sense. Yeah.
I'm a bit worried about her. I wish I could help. You all seem pretty nice. The thought's appreciated. Maddie will figure it out eventually, though, I'm sure. She just needs time. Hey, thanks for the coffee, by the way. I just realized you haven't actually made me pay for a bunch of them. Hey, how'd you expect to pay for them? Oh, right. Yep, no cash. If I were feeling particularly capricious, I'd ask you to pay in time. But you're a nice kid. And you need every minute you've got.
Che kind of looks like an older Ryuji from Persona 3. Oh.
Yes?
Do you see it? A little bit? Do you see it?
No.
No.
From Oh, no, okay, I thought you were talking yeah.
Ryuji? Look. What's his name?
Oh, you've thrown me now. Is it Ryoji? I think it might be Ryoji.
Oh my god.
Ryoji, thank you. Yes, Ryuji's P5. Thank you. That's why.
Thank you.
Thank you so
I'm
much.
sorry.
The reason I got thrown is you said Ryuji, and I'm like, no, not even a little bit.
Ryoji.
Yeah, I was like,
from
I don't
P3.
see that even a little bit. Yes, thank
This
you.
is the problem with the Persona games because we've got Yusuke and Yosuke, and we've got Ryuji and Ryoji, and
Yeah.
we've got like everyone.
It's totally fine. I got thrown because I was just like, wait, how?
I apologize.
I mean, maybe if he's no longer dyeing his hair.
Sorry. Oh yeah, I guess.
It was like, I mean, I'll try. No, that's fair. Yeah, he does look like Ryoji. Yep.
If he slapped
He's missing.
a scarf on.
Yeah, and he's missing the mole. But yep.
Yeah, slapped a mole and a scarf on him, and it would just be him. I feel
Yeah,
like.
which is thematically appropriate. You want to head downstairs? I can see your eyes darting to the stairs. I'm not going down, but I'm also not going to stop you. Yeah, if that's okay. Go on then. I'll stick around up here.
Sorry to confuse everybody.
It's okay. I think I just went silent at the question. I was just like, I don't know.
I thought my stream dropped, and I was like, oh shit, here we go again.
Oh man. Catch you in a bit.
God, that was pretty funny.
Corey! The stairs led down to the basement were solid and well worn, with smooth ruts on each step and a handrail that had been polished to a silky sheen through years of use. Keyshawn had always liked stairwells. People never lingered in them for long, and he found them to be a good place to catch a breather.
Liminal spaces.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He wasn't obsessed with them. That'd be weird. But he definitely appreciated a nice set of stairs. On further reflection, it was probably a little weird. Whoa.
Whoa, he was not kidding.
Downstairs, Maddie's audience clamored for blood. Blood! Blood! Even the dead find blood sports compelling.
From you to me. With the understanding that your remaining moments on this plane are limited, you surrender this time freely without coercion, as agreed.
Contract. Oh, this is you.
Oh, contract fulfilled. You're free to go.
Contract. Everything comes at a price. Nothing risked, nothing gained.
Phew. That's 3 in a row, you bloodthirsty bastards.
The crowd cheered. Maddie was clearly an expert at winding them up into a frenzy.
Who's next?
The room fell dead silent.
Come on. Isn't anyone here brave enough to challenge me? I thought you came here to play with knives, you pansies. Seriously, anyone? Don't hold out on me. Is that Keyshawn? Or just a cough? Do I need to pick someone out of the crowd then? Is this what we've all come to?
Maddie's gaze swept the audience.
Keyshawn! Good to see you upright. Interested in a game of skill? Are we gonna actually play?
I doubt it somehow, but yeah, maybe. Me?
Yes, you.
Oh, sure?
Give me some enthusiasm, my man.
Sure. What's the game?
5-finger fillet. Or fillet, as some people say. Some of the people here just call it the knife game.
That's the
Oh shit! Really? Is that what we're doing?
I think so. This is some original Yu-Gi-Oh nonsense that we're getting to right here.
The death games.
Yeah. Where he was
heard
just
of
a
it?
murderer.
He's just a murderer. You heard of it?
Oh, finally something I'm good at. Why, Keyshawn?
What? He's good at
Wait a second, Keyshawn.
Episode 3.
Rise and shine.
Some call it stabby hands.
Keyshawn? What? Oh, that's why he had a knife in the anime opening.
Right? Oh my god.
I've got a lot of knives in the. You've got a lot of knives in this place.
Tell me about it. Whoa.
Damn, this thing has a good weight to it.
Of course. I wouldn't make you compete with an inferior tool. What?
Sorry, I was waiting for you to segue into calling me an inferior tool. God damn it! It's a good line, and it just
Nice. Shit, that was low-hanging fruit, wasn't it? Next time, mate.
Sure. Keyshawn did another experimental slash, and this time it made an audible whoosh. The spectators oohed and awed. But this wasn't for them. He knew that he only had one shot to get accustomed to the blade.
One shot, one kill.
Keyshawn?
He kind of jumped into this way too, quickly and willingly.
I was not
what?
expecting this.
Yeah, I know. You done showing off?
Nothing wrong with putting on a little show.
Sounds like you're stalling for time. Getting cold feet, perhaps?
Not a chance.
Let's get started then. You know what you're wagering?
Che mentioned something about you gambling with time.
Ugh, it's not gambling if it's a game of skill. But that's besides the point. We're both wagering 4 hours. If you win, it comes from the cafe's balance. If I win, it comes from yours. You've got around 16 hours left in case you weren't keeping track.
Shit. Only that many?
Want a little extra time to play with then?
Hell yes. Let's stop wasting it and get this over with.
You sure you know what you're getting into? Most people are pretty shy about playing with the time they have left, especially when their tank's running as empty as yours.
Yep, come on. Unless you're getting cold feet.
Hardly. You've got 30 seconds. Smack the timer when you're ready.
Oh, I hope I'm not actually gonna have to control
Are you
this
actually
tonight.
gonna
We'll
have
see.
to play stabby hands here?
We'll see. We'll see.
Oh shit. Who would we play as, Maddie or him?
No, I think he's just gonna do it. Here we go.
He's just gonna go. Oh. Oh, you have to do it!
The crowd cheered, and Keyshawn fed off their enthusiasm. In response, Maddie leaned back and tapped her fingers on the table, feigning impatience. He met her eyes, grinned, and continued his performance. His stabbing motion grew faster as he went, the point narrowly missing each of his fingers. Stabs strong enough to drive the knife a millimeter or two into the table were good if you wanted to put on a show. And of course, giving the spectators a show was part of the fun. This is you. Allison? Did we make it this far only for you to drop once more? Am I alone? Yep, I just got a text. Yep, she texts, "Are you kidding me?" Alright. Okay, we'll finish out the scene and then we may have to end the stream. You might want to go you might be going fast enough to put on a show, but you're not going fast enough to win. How'd I do? 16 sets, if I counted correctly. Whoa. I couldn't do 16. That's how many Maddie beat me with. Is she gonna lose? Nah, she's gonna kick his ass. Feeling good about that result? Certainly am. Alrighty-o then.
Oh my god!
Welcome back. There you are.
Fuck me!
I read your text.
Discord. The knife got me. It went ching, and then I was like, "Oh no, I'm gone."
I couldn't tell when you dropped because it's just silent. Like there's no way of knowing.
You also go silent on my end, and I was like, "Oh shit, I can't hear her anymore." I'm like, "Ah shit, I should just be quiet and."
I'm actually kind of amazed that it's not been me, considering my computer's the one hosting all of this. I was sure mine would be like the weakest link, but you know?
I don't know if it's Discord or if it's my like internet connection. I don't know what is going on, but I'm gonna have to like do some tweaking here for the future. So yeah. I apologize.
No, it's been all right. You kidding? We've gotten through it. I do think with that in mind, we should probably like let's push through the scene, and then we might.
I think we'll wrap up. Yeah, that sounds good.
Okay, this is you.
Oh, rightio then. Watch closely.
Oh, I will.
16.
1.
Oh shit. 3. 7.
This is so anime.
11.
I love it.
1, 3, 7, 11, 15.
So he gets 4 extra hours.
Damn.
Oh, no.
Oh, yeah, I think she got, yeah.
Well, he got 16. Oh, okay. Oh, you got through the whole run in 15. Is that what's going on? You have to do a certain number of stabs?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay.
Told you she's unbeatable. Is it magic? She could cheat if she wanted to.
Definitely not. She's just that good.
Poor guy. He didn't know what he was getting into.
Sorry, mate.
You beat me fair and square.
Oh.
I'm pretty impressed.
I aim to please. I'll be taking those hours now, if you don't mind.
Yeah, sure. How does this work?
Oh, fuck. Just like this. You won't feel a thing.
Keyshawn felt a brief tightness in his chest, and for just a moment, the tip of Maddie's finger burned white hot. White hot. You can't beat entropy. Anytime you do an energy transfer, there's going to be some amount of energy lost to the heat. Ow! Shit!
Said I wouldn't feel anything.
Yeah, someone in the crowd laughed.
Sorry, I lied. It's done now, though. Alright. Does anyone else dare to compete with me? Come on. Looking for some actual decent opposition here? I'll take any challenge. Even if it's chess or something. Any challenge? Oh, I guess.
Oh, I challenge you.
Oh, hello.
To get everyone a drink. Rounds on me.
didn't realize you were watching.
There wasn't anything happening upstairs, and I got bored.
Right.
So you took some hours from Kashan, huh?
Yes, I did.
Do you feel good about that?
Jay,
Do you?
I won them fair and square.
He didn't know what he was getting into. There's an obvious power imbalance here that you're exploiting.
Power imbalance.
Shay isn't one to let you forget the responsibilities that come with power.
He knew the rules.
It doesn't change anything. You led him to believe that he'd get some extra time. Extra time.
Extra time.
Maddie knows firsthand how seductive the promise of extra time can be.
And?
Barring a miracle on his part, that absolutely wasn't gonna happen.
Matter. He's just passing through. A couple hours won't make any difference.
Maddie, I'm disappointed in you. Our patrons respect us. We need to earn that respect by treating them with respect ourselves. This is not respectful or dignified. Cheating vulnerable passers through out of their time, we're above that. We're better than that. I don't care whether you think it's dishonest or not. I want you to go give that poor man his time back. Don't pout. This is serious. I feel like a broken record saying this, but while I understand your intentions are good, you can't keep doing these things.
All for you.
If you really want to do this for me, find another way. This isn't worth it, Maddie. It breaks my heart to see you like this, and I know you're trying your hardest. But this really, truly is not worth sacrificing your own self-respect over. Everyone here respects you, but you gambling with ours just cheapens that.
I'll give the hours back. Shame, I was pretty great with a knife.
Still not as good as me.
I was pretty close. Relationship is really interesting.
It is. I can't quite pin it down. She called him dearest earlier.
Yeah, I can't put my finger on it either. Like, I don't know what to make of them. I really like them, though.
Yeah, I think their dynamic is really interesting, and I really like the writing for both of them.
Yeah, I agree.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I can't quite. I don't know the full extent of their relationship yet.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, we finished the
it's these guys
chapter.
again. Lovelace. Yes. What form did you have before being reborn? They were people.
It does seem that way, yes.
I think I was a crab. Well,
Maybe they were
maybe
just
not.
actual creatures. Come on, I'm being serious. Ashley wouldn't harvest spirit liquid from a crab. Okay, they were living things at one point, though.
You're assuming an awful lot about how squeamish she is.
As far as I can remember, I lived above the streets, next to the sky.
So a bird, then. Wings and feathers and such.
No, that. I do remember flying, though. Oh, you were a sugar glider?
Bat?
Describe? Did you eat insects and tree sap and flower nectar? That is familiar.
Wonder how Ashley found you, then.
Could have been anything, really. You mentioned bright lights earlier.
Oof.
Yeah, I'm thinking you got hit by a car.
That seems like. Oh, that's you.
That seems likely. Is that bad? I mean, you're here now, so...
Whether you like it or not.
Shut up.
I like beer bottle robot.
Yeah. I'm still adjusting. They're so weird.
This is such an odd game. I'm really, really enjoying it.
It's bizarre.
Yep. All right.
Oh,
So do we want to try to game the system to get anything specific?
Yeah. Oh, yeah. So we can try and game the system for something specific. I didn't mention last time we could ask the chat to see if they think we want us if they want us to focus on anything. But also, I kind of want to see if I can like unlock. I don't know. We seem like we were missing the scroll ones. So I don't know.
Yeah, my thought was contract maybe.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. That's a good call. Yeah. Maybe blood will do the same thing. No, blood's probably like
Blood's
death.
probably it's either death or magic. Although I think we're out of death, so we might want one of those. Suplex I would recommend because I think we're one away. Oh no, we need
For an Ashley one?
Yeah, we need an Ashley one. We also do need a Maddie one, but I'm gonna go ahead and do suplex if you're cool with that.
Okay, suplex. I'm curious about. I wonder if gambling will give us Maddie. Maybe we'll do that. Blood would be interesting as well. Cool.
How about power imbalance.
Power imbalance. 5, 6, 7. So there's one. We have to decide on which one we're not going to take.
Well, 2.
2. Sorry. Oh, yeah, you're right. Okay. Kind of like white hot and extra time, or luck and extra time.
I did white hot, so how about luck?
Sure.
Okay. We got the terminal.
The terminal.
Oh, yeah. I was wondering what that
Okay.
one was. Also the terminal.
Okay.
Magic.
Power
imbalance. Che. Suplex. Good. That one
Ashley.
was easy.
Okay, good. We got the Ashley one.
Blood is death.
Okay.
White hot is magic. So no scrolls, no Maddie. So that's unfortunate. But
I think we're... Oh, go ahead.
Well, I was about to say we could probably do the alchemy one, but actually I think that one needed the scroll, so we'll see.
Oh, I think you're right, yeah. Oh, we're in a different space. I guess we unlocked the
we're
downstairs.
in the knife den.
Whoa. Okay, well, we're starting to kind of get the mechanic, I think, a little bit, like in picking out the words that we use to like unlock parts of the game.
Yeah.
Or like, yeah. So that's interesting, at least. This might be a good place for us to end the evening.
I think this feels like a really nice stopping point because we're probably gonna, if we can, we're probably gonna want to unlock another one of those stories, and that could go on for 35 minutes of billiards again. So
yeah, oh god, yeah. But if that was the longest one, thankfully we got the longest one out of the way first.
Yeah,
so,
and it's an interesting system, unlocking these little side stories through like your actions and your choices in game. Like it's limited gameplay, but it's a neat little mechanic.
It is a funny little mechanic, yeah.
Otherwise, this game is just like really interesting.
It's really bizarre, but I really like it though. It's got such a like mishmash of vibes going on. It feels a bit like Death Parade as well.
Yeah, it's definitely got like the Death Parade comparison is just so like up front, for lack of a better way of putting it.
Yeah.
It's like it's so easy.
Very apt. I mean,
the jazzy cool music.
Mm-hmm. And like having a space where like
can we not go back to the others?
Oh, wait, did you say we can't go back?
I don't know.
Shit. Did we lose them? Can you go upstairs or no? Just going upstairs.
I don't know. I don't think I can go upstairs.
Oh, interesting.
Okay, so you get what you get, I guess is where we're at.
Like in each, like...
I should have probably looked
section.
more carefully to see if there were things we could unlock before. But, you know, it's fine. We saved those points for later.
You know what, though? That does give this game some replay value, though. Like, if it's a short game, ultimately, like, if it's not super long, then you'd want to play it multiple times to, like, unlock all those vignettes.
Mm-hmm.
So I can see the appeal of that, for sure.
Okay.
Okay. Interesting. Well, I think this was a lot of fun. and I'm looking forward to playing it again soon.
I agree 100%. This was a delight. Thank you all so much for joining us. It's been so much fun reading your comments as we played through this, and I hope you're enjoying the game so far. We'll definitely finish it up on another stream in the near future.
I think like pretty soon.
Yeah,
I mean, we haven't
pretty dang
announced
soon.
Our next stream yet, but I'm gonna say like not very long because yeah, we're enjoying this so much, and like I'm happy that we're able to stream now, and yeah, it's great. We'll work out some of the like little technical issues. Hopefully I won't drop out as often. Hopefully this was just a cursed Discord night, or it was like, I don't know, or it's just my internet just being poor. But we'll figure it out. We'll see if we can come up with a solution. But yeah, thank you guys for joining us on our like first like actual Twitch stream, and it's been really wonderful. Yeah, thank you so much.
Have a fantastic weekend, everyone, and we'll see you soon, folks.
All right, see you next time, guys.